Welcome back, everyone. My wife's out of town this week, so I decided to do an impromptu level 20 Pathfinder 2e one shot. Uh, I've not. Level 6 is the highest I've played in, both with the Pandemonium crew and then also with a quick campaign that we did. So I'm kind of curious to see what it plays like at high level. And this is a forewarning to anybody that is very familiar with the Pathfinder 2e system. As I said, 6 is the highest level I've played at. I know my players have all made their PCs today. So it may be a little slower than you're used to with combat on the channel as we kind of figure out all the crazy stuff level 20 PCs can do. But I didn't see too much content out there, even for level 20 in Pathfinder. So thought it'd be a fun one shot as we get to dive in there. But yeah, so let's kick it off. So we are in the same world, Kazia, as Pandemonium, but this is 600 years before the Pandemonium campaign, and this is coming off a time of kind of strife and unrest within the kind of the lands of Kazia, coming right off the heels of the Dragon Crusade Wars. Shortly after the Infernal Invasion, the dragons felt that with the new fiendish gods, they were not true. The dragons, those who used to be second only to the gods, were not getting their just due, their just respect from the mortals, having to compete with the affection of the newly restored affections of the gods, as well as the infernal fiends and demonic lords. That they felt like they were getting pushed out. They were no longer second in the hierarchy, and decided to flex their muscles, we'll say. The dragons, those who had been pretty much the forebearer to the angels, decided to somewhat try to take over the mortal kingdoms, placing themselves at the top, not necessarily directly ruling over them, but almost forcing the mortals to worship them, to give them the adulation that they felt they deserved, as those who bow only to gods. And with that, for 20 years, there was war between the mortal kingdoms and the dragons. The gods decided they didn't really feel like, especially after the scars of the Infernal Invasion, the gods really kind of stayed out of this. They thought this wasn't their fight. So it was just pretty much mortal versus dragon causing havoc across the lands of Kazuya. Two gods, though, did make an effort to bring peace to this conflict. The goddess Notitia of knowledge, as well as the god Kosir, known as the god of celebration. Both worked with legendary heroes to try to find a peaceful solution that would kind of bring the world back from the brink. And they were able to do so. Utilizing the divine magic to make a new realm for the dragons and signing an agreement with the dragon sovereignty to have them pretty much lead to that realm. But not all dragons were happy with this. One, Rakashimi, a dragon of immense power, one of the top two strongest of the dragons, decided that he would not flee the mortal realm. He would not kowtow to even these gods who thought they could order him around. And he decided to send a message, feeling that the age of heroes, that the age of demons and fiends had been the ones to wound him. He decided to take the last great heroes, the Grove, and take the city that they named after themselves for his own, forcing the mortals to bow to his whims and pay homage to him. And that's where our heroes today are going to come in, because the goddess Notitia and the god of Kosir decided to assemble a cadre of legendary heroes. Heroes who have proven themselves time and time again across the many challenges, tribulations, and trials throughout the world of Kazia. These are the names that ring out on high, that have earned their place of respect. So they wanted to bring these four heroes together to see if they could pretty much help bring this situation to an end. Either to convince Barakashin to join the other dragons in their new plane, or to take the dragon's life. And right now, we're going to start. You guys are flying on an airship. You're covering kind of great distances that you see the water churning beneath you. It's a very cloudy day. Before we get too much further, I want to bring in our heroes. So, tell me what your hero's name is, a little bit about their appearance, and just a bit about them, too, as we kick it off. Who wants to go first?
You know, usually I don't go first. This is different. Carrick, the indomitable will, once human, doesn't look it right now. More of a spectral, see-through thing that is humanoid shaped. You can't quite make out specific features except for, 2 eyes, a mouth, big hat, a cloak, to show that there's some connection with magic there. Uh, Shoot, my brain paused. I'm sorry. Let
No
me.
worries. While you're thinking of that, to one other thing I'll add to it is, what is one of his great deeds? What's something that may have brought him to the attention of the gods?
Oh, that would be Carrick, his ego, because he basically one day was turned into a vampire, and he said, "No, I don't want to subsist on blood," and figured out a new way to continue his life without blood by feeding on the strongest emotions of people. So he starts eating people's suppression, trying to and despair, trying to lessen that in the world. And he kind of just kept doing that, basically going like, "No, I'm going to change this," and doing it. And eventually, of course, he died. So he got bored of that. So he came back again and again and again. And it's probably a running joke now that he dies in incredibly stupid ways. He always comes back. He just crawls his way out of the realm of Thana as more of a thought form thing than a physical being. But he never stays down. Thana hates him. I would presume, at least.
Oh,
And
you definitely have the mark of Thana upon you. Did you take that psychic feat that if you die, it lets you reform after X number of days?
I also took Vampire and the ancestry that lets you eat the emotions of others. Yes. So he's a thought feeling cloud thing that eats the. Sorry, I quite like the flavor.
Nice. It says you've got Carrick out. Carrick the Indomitable Will. So yeah, you were kind of standing on this airship, feeling the wind blow into your nebulous form. We will say, yeah, we'll pick on the next hero. Who is the next hero? So what do you look like? A little bit about your hero and what may have brought you to the attention of these guys.
I can go next. So I'm playing Kuroko Abe. For those listening at home, he's Wisteria's great grandfather. A human from the Empire of Eteria, trying to make a name for his clan there. They're relatively new to the place and trying to, get respected by the Dragonborn that live there. And so he took to using whatever means he could to achieve success, and mostly that involved getting into the involved in lots of crime, working with the underbelly and crime lords. He took over the Akaro and led them for a period of time, but eventually realized that he was doing more harm than good. And so now he serves Notisha as a seeker, collecting knowledge for her through whatever means necessary. And though doesn't have much magic, is all but invisible when he tries to be. He has a massive longbow he uses as a weapon to strike when people least expect it. Highly intelligent, knows practically everything there is to know about the world, but is still eager to learn new things.
Nice. Yeah, you're kind of just next to Karek on this airship, just kind of flying through the sky, kind of over the ocean separating the mainlands and the Grove City. Who wants to take it away?
I'll go ahead. I've got Tom Voidbringer. Voidbringer is an earned name. He is a small gnome who has peered out into the depths of the void and has come back. Definitely scarred. He keeps a typical long, bushy beard of a gnome, and he wears a typical red cap. But kind of tucked up under his cap is a pretty horrible visage mask that he wears when he needs it. And he also has an Illidan named Frankie, who is not currently out and about because he's huge and it doesn't just make sense to have him on a ship when it does not need it. So he's notable for... What's he notable for? I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. I'm sorry.
No worries. So, what type of things does Thom get involved in? Is he more of a studious kind of magical type? Is he one that tries to right wrongs, tries to make profit? What would he kind of get into?
He's the type of guy who just seems to find himself in the thick of things. He's got a pretty indomitable will, as some other members of the party have, and tends to just kind of blankly stare at people until they give him what he wants. Relies heavily on intimidation. So he, as a magic user, is not very studious. He tends to spend a lot of time with his Illidan named Frankie, and just really has a very strong understanding of that. Has found himself as a mediator because he can be kind of just calm and level-headed, but indomitable in himself. So he just kind of finds himself getting into the thick of things, not really with the intention of being the hero or anything like that.
Nice. We'll say with that kind of Thom's connection to Frankie and the Fae that he may have stumbled into one of the kind of the Fae Court's famous scuffles on their own plane, and through no intention of his own, it sounds like. It seems like he just kind of winds up in places where trouble happens, but was eventually able to talk down two of the courts, just not bringing long-term peace, but at least peace for that moment.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Last but not least.
I guess that's me then. Right, I'm playing Jacob Clockscale, Lizard Folk Inventor. And well, you might be thinking maybe something along the lines of Lizard Folk uses a lot of bones and whatnot at his inventions. Instead, this Lizard Folk actually carries himself in rather regal fashions, wearing more human-style clothing, waistcoat, cravat, ascot, etc. Because he was taken in his very early youth by a human noble family. And it was figured out pretty early that he actually had quite the knack for inventions, for mechanical knowledge. And as he took to that, he quickly parlayed that into essentially business, setting up trade networks, and becoming quite a bit wealthy in the process, which he immediately started investing back into, well, his inventions.
Nice. Go ahead.
Yeah. Trying to think of what else to say about this guy right now.
I'd say you sound like probably grew up in Mokulin, which will say is Kazia's free market nation. We'll say very capitalistic, very technology and innovation driven, but definitely very all about the bottom line and how much can this make me personally.
Absolutely. He also did marry into a noble family, so he does have noble ranking.
Okay.
Yeah, and let's see. Yeah, definitely that.
What's an invention that may have brought you to the attention of the gods?
That's a good question, because he is an atheist. He lives in spite of them. But I think, let's see. I think he might have invented a new type of airship engine. Something that would have increased his speed maybe twice-fold. or maybe just like a new type of airship hull. Maybe he invented an engine that was capable of piercing the veil between planes.
Definitely be able to increase speed. Unfortunately, that would need a plane ship to kind of pierce the veil, but definitely one that could kind of enhance the speed on that one and kind of earn some acclaim, especially with airships at this time are still a little bit of a newer invention to Kazuya. So definitely kind of one that is ripe for expansion and kind of innovation for.
Sure.
Maybe some airship engine plans that are somewhat loosely connected to some plans that were stolen hundreds of years later.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Well, you guys are on this deck, all four of you, kind of as this airship is just zooming, utilizing kind of some of the new Jacob's new inventions to kind of get you there a little bit faster. And you see kind of the almost astral images of two beings on the deck alongside you. They're kind of standing in front, and you see there, for most of you, you easily tower above them. For most, they'll come up to barely half your height. But even through just astral image, you feel kind of the power behind these beings. You feel the kind of the divine energy kind of sparking around them. And you see one of them, the male, he's got kind of a golden rapier on his side. He does have a cup that's typically seen in his hand, but it's just kind of notched into his belt. His arms are crossed, and you still feel an aura of joy and kind of almost a celebratory aura around him. But his face, for one of the very few times in his life, is, if not concerned, at least aware, we'll say. You still see a half smile on his face, but his arms crossed, smirk, golden eyes gleaming through this astral image. You see Kosir, the god of celebration. Next to him, you see a gnome with dark skin and just kind of luminous robes, with just kind of a keen and observing eye about her, with numerous books kind of either held in a bag or attached to her directly, with healing implements kind of almost belted to her side, kind of a keen evaluating eye, looking amongst the party, looking amongst the airship, just almost like her in the head is almost always running, always calculating numbers, calculating opportunities, calculating what knowledge would be needed to help out this endeavor. But you see the two of them in front of you, and you see Kosir kind of kicks it off, and he goes, "Well, I wish we could have been the ones to do this for you, but as I said, the other gods don't want us to interfere indirectly. But we'll let you know, if you can take down Brakishan, the rest, he's got some old dragons with him, but none that would stand against their king. If he goes down, their rebellion goes down. And the people of Grove City will be freed. And I mean, a couple of them went bad, but the Groves were good people, and I want to make sure that the city named in their honor is taken care of. Is this something you think you could do? This is going to be hostile territory, dragons and upon dragons upon dragons. And as I said, the gods, we cannot really aid you much, unfortunately."
Kosir, Noticia, have no fear. We shall deal with this rebellion, and we will deal with it with great prejudice. Be it through a peaceful method, or not so peaceful method, it will be made undone, and Grove City will flourish once more. The casualties of this war, and your efforts for peace, will not be squandered.
You see, Kosir takes a deep breath, kind of relaxed, like a smile on his face. Noticia does step in and goes, "That would be most excellent. One of the wrinkles that Kosir has failed to mention, and we have not shared with you yet, is that if Grove City is not freed within the next day, Rog, the infernal lord of fear and fury, has promised to bring hellfire to all dragons. If they defile the city named after his comrades, he will let the world burn to let them know their place." I can't emphasize enough how bad that would be. That would spark another conflict of the gods, and that's something I truly wish to avoid.
I am not surprised by the withholding of information by the gods, but this is most concerning.
And he'll look to his allies and finally acknowledge the fact that he's going to need them for this. And he'll step back to allow them to speak.
Well, honestly, I've invested quite a bit of money in the region, and I would like to see those investments come to fruition. Can't exactly do that. Everything turns to chaos, now can we?
Zico Seer nods. He goes, that's right. You can't really make money if everything's burnt down to the ground.
So I'll be happy to lend my sword for the occasion.
You see Lutetia looks around and she goes, that is truly appreciated. You all are some of the greatest heroes of your age. We think that you have the best chance of either convincing Brakashin to stand down and make his way to the realm of the dragons, or to end this dragon's life if necessary. If you are successful, your efforts will go down. But the annuals of Hakasia is a truly heroic display. Just be wary, be on your guard. Brakashin is one of the oldest of dragons. He is truly formidable. And because soaring through like this just swirl of clouds, kind of the sea kind of deep, far beneath you as you guys cross through, and the gods look at you one last time and go, "You'll be on your debt." And you hear Kosir kind of pipe in, "Yeah, if you lot are able to do this, I will throw a rage of a celebration in your honor. Multiple weeks. Godinia, it doesn't matter. We can hold it in your hometown if you like. Multiple weeks, drinks flowing. The gods will even take notice of how much revelry there is. But just make sure to come back and come back alive."
Garrick does float forward just a hair and say,
Go see.
well, that lightning strike was appropriate. Comes to you. Boom! Just like
That's incredible Foley work, I have to say.
For a second,
I will drink you at the celebration. You have my word.
damn dramatic lightning strike.
Got the lightning aiding in there. And you see Kosir kind of nods. He goes, "I'll hold you to it. Just make sure everything does not go to shit again. After the infernal invasion, we need at least a few more centuries of peace." And you see with that, they kind of give you a nod, and then you see the astral images fade away from the mortal plane. And you see this airship just kind of just blasting through clouds. It's an early version of the airships. You see there's almost more wood than metal, almost like a sailing ship brought to the air, as it is just crisscrossing the skies, making your way ever closer to Grove City. And as you guys kind of approach or kind of cross these waters and approach this city, this dragon-held abyss, what's everybody doing on the airship at that point? Like, what are you guys like? Are you below deck, above deck? There's people crewing the ship for you, but what are you guys doing as the threat looms ever nearer?
I'm probably below deck, studying all sorts of books and maps and tomes I've brought with me. Grove City is probably one of the few places in the world I haven't been to yet. So I'm familiarizing myself with the lay of the land, but also studying up on the threats we are preparing to face. And, you know, if it's all right with you, I'd like to have pursue a lead and have the question be, how can we convince Brakashin to stand down? Be the question for my lead.
Definitely. All right. Carrick, what are you doing?
Garrick would be kind of floating right at the front of the ship, looking out, occasionally just waving his hand because he is the distant grasp psychic, just moving the clouds aside for the ship so you can just see forward a little better. Occasionally, without even looking over there or blinking, pieces, crates, or parts of the ship will move in order to help the crew. Despite his current location, he's doing his best to aid the people on this airship.
Nice. All right, Tom, what are you doing?
Thom is, because he's small, he tends to try to stay out of the way. So he'd probably be up on deck, just kind of hanging out on the railing somewhere, just trying to stay out of the way of the crew so he doesn't get stepped on, or bumped into, or equipment pushed into, or anything like that. And just kind of watching the landscape as it goes by.
Nice. Jacob, what's the inventor Jacob doing as you guys cross this last leg?
Well, despite how boastful Jacob, prefers to be in public, right now he's in the workshop, fine-tuning all of his equipment because he's not entirely sure how this is going to go. Everybody else has like magic or incredible abilities, and he just has his mind. And I don't think he's ever actually fought a dragon before.
It probably is a very rare occurrence in Kazuya. The dragons were initially the kind of the first angels for the gods, the first kind of divine instruments of their will until they earned their own free will and still kind of held that same hierarchy afterwards. So before this rebellion, it didn't really happen. It would almost be a great crime to fight a dragon until they decided to start war against the mortals on their own.
So he's just like double, triple checking, quadruple checking his equipment because he doesn't have all that fancy magic stuff. He just has what he can build.
And we'll say, Thom, Carrick, give me a perception check.
I can't pronounce the first word of the name off the top of my head. Did Abe get to describe where they were?
You do?
Chris's character.
Yeah, I'm in the
Yeah, he's
underbelly.
Sorry, my brain was
research. Yeah.
for that one. My bad.
Perception.
It's not letting me roll the perception button. Hold on.
Oh, if you click that die next to it, it's the D20.
Yeah, I was pressing it. I think one of my pop-up blockers was messing with it again.
Oh. It is funny to watch the new numbers with level 20 on this side. I'm like, oh, 30, that's good. No, that's not good at all. Yeah, so Carrick, you're kind of you're focused on clearing those clouds away and aiding the crew and whatever you can do on that side. You not really kind of see or don't really see too much. Like you kind of hear some of the crackle of thunder in the background as well, but nothing that really kind of scares you or kind of gives you too much cause for alarm. But Thom, kind of keeping your eyes and ears out, you do hear the crackling of thunder. But every now and then, almost it seems to be like they're trying to keep it in beat with the thunder. But you hear one flap that feels like it's just off. You hear this one crack, like this big, just hoof of wings through that. You look up and you do see a silhouette. And with that one too, you even see two silhouettes as you look through, and you see them crossing the skies. Thom, what do you do after seeing all that? You're on mute, Thom.
Sorry. Thom will kind of look around the crew and just kind of shout, "Hey, we got company here," and point in the direction of where he's seeing the silhouettes. And then probably walk over to Carrick and be like, "Hey, right there."
You do, especially as you point out the silhouettes. The crew, like they are a disciplined crew. Like they're they've been through war. They've been through some of the dragon wars. They know their capabilities, though. So you hear them yell, "Dragons! Dragons! Crewmen, take your stations! Noble heroes of the gods, please handle this threat for us. We will keep the ship abreast and above the air clouds, keeping you all safe from that. But we all need you to take care of the dragon threat." And they say that to you, and so you have the one guy kind of talking to the crew upstairs as he yells out dragons. You do have another that kind of goes and rings his bell. Even some run downstairs, reaching out to Kuroko as she kind of pours through her notebooks, as well as Jacob as he kind of goes through and kind of prepares his inventions for the battle, letting them know that dragons have been spotted and the heroes are needed. And as you see that, and as this kind of the bell goes through, the clamor goes up. Crack and bomb, you see it first, like these beating wings. One of them kind of comes like almost directly onward, and you see like this. For any other situation, this thing would be beautiful. It has like these just ornate golden wings, the sprawling golden tail, just a beard of like red, almost ruby-like kind of hair flowing from it. Its eyes are keen but fierce as it kind of flaps and almost undulates as it goes through, getting closer to the ship. But you see from the back, almost trying to sneak through the shadows, this gloom scale dragon coming up from behind the ship. This dragon, far less majestic, but it almost seems like its scales eat the light around it. A very long neck, fierce wings, and this very thin tail and horns as it kind of comes up from behind and tries to sneak up on the party. Fortunately, though, Tham's warning was able to prevent it. We're going to get to our first combat. So let me bring you guys onto the map. You are an airship flying through the sky as these dragons try to take you out. Let me actually put it in. Everybody roll me initiative.
Now,
When I roll perception for initiative, I shout out a warning. Dragon! Dragon! Everyone gets a +1 circumstance bonus to initiative.
Nice.
Nice.
could Eric, since he's using his magic for this, could he use occultism for his initiative? Since that's kind of what he has all around the presence of the ship itself.
Fortunately, with this one, it would be more of a perception one. So the Colders would be a good fit for this one. Roll.
Would I have to put on my armor before this all went down?
Yeah, with you kind of preparing your inventions, you guys are getting close to Grove City, so you definitely have had time to put on your armor and unsheath your weapon, or put on your armor beforehand and unsheath your weapon as you run up the stairs.
Not a problem. It only takes me one action.
Oh, nice.
Full on Iron Man style. All right, let's do this. You said a +1?
Yes, that was what was said.
Okay. No, never mind. I can't do that because I already have a circumstance bonus on my initiative.
All right, Jacob.
Ooh, jeez.
What do you do?
Okay, so looking at everything that's going on, literally activating his armor, which kind of coalesces out of a small little demi-plane he keeps it in. Just kind of surrounds him bit by bit until it's fully eclipsed over his head. With the sword drawn. I would not be against any kind of pointers, because I'm not entirely sure we fight these things. But yeah, let's see. For his first action, how fast are these guys? Okay, so I'm gonna have to get over there anyway. Well, let's see. Can I get over there? Will I still be able to attack if I attack from this square?
As long as you can fly. Oh, you'd have to be probably one, unless you got reach. You need to be one over. But yeah, as long as you can fly, yes.
Okay. So then, yeah, he's going to activate like little kind of probably some kind of anti-gravity boosters on his armor, because he does have soaring armor,
Nice.
which is great because he doesn't have any ranged attacks. And he's gonna, fly over here and target this one.
Perfect.
Yep. Overgrown mount. And let's see. We have a bunch of fighter stuff. Ah, my size are smaller, darn it. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, just a big old-fashioned strike. Let's do this.
Light them up.
That is a miss.
Yeah, you feel like this thing almost like absorbing the light around you just makes it harder to get a bead on it.
Yep. Oh, that's my 3-action economy.
All right. You see this dragon, like this almost king among dragons, slowly just kind of just undulate and almost lazily kind of fly over to the crew. And you see him just like with a bemused expression upon his face. Goes, little mortals, always interfering. Well, we will teach you the price of these errors. But you all are so interesting, at the very least, though. You see, as he kind of gets into position, you see him leaning his head back. But Carrick, you're not in the blast of it, but you feel like just this mental roar kind of coming through as it like leans its head back and then unleashes. You see like this violet energy erupting from its mouth. It doesn't seem to be damaging the deck at all, but you can just feel this blast like ripping through minds and body. So, 50-foot cone. Luckily, I don't think he can get you in that, Carrick, but he should be able to get the other 2, maybe 3. Just the other 2. So Thom, Kuroko, give me a will saving throw.
Good luck. Oh, it's will.
Nice, Kuroko. You'll pass.
And I have a thing where if I succeed on a will save, it becomes a critical success.
Nice.
Agile mind.
Nice.
Oh, Thom, you already. Oh, so that unfortunately is a crit fail. I started to see you roll that. So with this, Kuroko, due to your agile mind, you will take no damage here. And Thom, you are going to take double damage here. So this blast rips through you. You feel like this thing just like almost eating through your mind as it goes through, trying to hollow you out. You feel like it really trying to like almost bring you to your knees as it feels that that is your proper place before it. And that is, and Thom, you are up. How are you looking? Oh, that's a nice thing with level 20 characters. You still got 190 HP after all that. You still
That's a lot of HP.
You're on mute, Thom. If you're talking.
Sorry, excuse me. Thom kind of resists going down to his knees as he kind of takes the blast face first, and he pulls the mask down, which is an intimidation thing, but he's doing it. And he says, "You'll have to try harder than that." And he will go ahead and manifest Frankie. So I don't know if I have the ability to drop that token out or not.
Oh, I'll pull it out for you.
And also, Frankie should be huge. He didn't translate very well into the Path Muncher, so there's lots of things that I'm working Frankie from the other side. It'll be done manually, so I apologize for that.
Oh, no worries. Oh, let me modify that. I'll throw him down and make him big once we get him down there. Sweet. So you bring him out. In later levels, does Eidolon or does Summoner get anything to quickly bring their Eidolon out?
I don't think so. I don't remember anything about it.
Okay.
Are you still able to like do that summoner thing where you take an action and your summon gets like one action?
Yeah, we share action economy through everything. So 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 or whatever it works out to be is still how that works.
At level 19, you can manifest Eidolon as a single action.
Oh,
Perfect. There we go. So you still have 2 actions left then.
All right.
Can Eric say something really fast to Thorn?
Go ahead.
Go after the other dragon. I have this one.
That's going to be a no can do. Now, let's see here. Where are you? Trying to decide. Again, spellcasting. I got to learn how to do it. We'll start off with a cantrip. Why not? The other one's going to go ahead and do Gouging Claw. His front claws will kind of morph, and the clawed appendages will grow larger. And that is...
All right. Give us a roll.
That is plus 31, so...
Oh, if you click on the spell, you can just should be able to just cast it.
Well, it didn't transport any of the spells in on my Eidolon.
oh, yeah. Eidolon can get spells. That's right.
When it's a Fey one, it does.
Yeah.
So, anyways, 49 for the hit. And
Oh, that will hit.
boom. 52 damage, and 11 of that is persistent bleed damage. Was that a critical success?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. But if it was, it would have doubled the bleed damage.
Sick. So what's the plus 11 for on the...
That is the bleed damage portion of that. So the spell does 11d6, and then there's 11 persistent bleeding.
Okay, yeah, so he'll take that on the start of his turn.
Okay.
Sick. How does that all look for him, too?
Yeah, so the Frankie, to describe Frankie real quick, he is a Fey Eidolon. He kind of erupts out of this fissure in space. It almost looks like a crack opens up to the night sky and next to him or in front of him or wherever the Eidolon is opening out, and this large, almost looks like a dragon climbs out, but it's kind of made from like ethereal vines and things like that. There's flowers growing off of it and moss and all these different things. It's actually a very whimsical looking dragon, but it's huge. Pretty much on par with size of this golden dragon in front of us, maybe not quite as large. And its front claws kind of transmorgify into the larger claws as it just digs in and rends into the flesh.
Nice. All right. Rocco, you're up.
Yes, dragons. I've read about these. They are so because I'm pursuing a lead, and these are creatures that could help answer the question. I get to devise a stratagem as a free action.
Ooh.
Did not use. There we go. So I'm looking towards the Gloomscale dragon. That's not what I want to see. But and then when I divide a stratagem, I get to recall knowledge as a free action. So I'm going to try to recall knowledge on the golden dragon. And so a couple things here. So I get to use crafting as long as it's not like a society check to recall knowledge. Although I also have dragon lore, so you can maybe use that instead, depending. Or no, if I use crafting and I fail the check, I get to re-roll it using society instead because I have cognitive crossover. And then some other things happen. So how does that?
You do fail.
Okay, I'll try again with society this time.
Is this the one where you get to use the better of the two rolls, or?
Damn.
Let me check.
It replaces it with the second roll regardless.
Like
That was
using
clear.
point.
So it's two separate checks. I just do them back to back.
Okay. Yeah, you look at these. It's been like you've never really seen a dragon of this type. It is almost majestically mysterious. It's almost too hard to comprehend kind of what may become of this creature.
All right. In that case, I will. Let's see, 30 feet. All right. Different strategy. I'm going to hide, and because I have what is it called? Hidden Paragon. I don't need cover to hide. No, wait, sorry, that's different. That's Legendary Sneak means I don't need cover. I can just hide wherever I want in plain sight.
Nice.
And then Hidden Paragon is when I become hidden, I actually become invisible. So let's try hide. And then so I'm also invisible.
I think you'd probably know that then. Unfortunately, it is a failure. You've had some bad dice luck to start this off.
Okay. Yeah, I do need to succeed to get that invisible condition.
I think you must have rolled above a 10 right now. Well, except for, yeah.
Okay, and that was one action to hide.
Yeah.
So let's see. I think I'm probably gonna do. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Make sure this works the way I expect it to. Okay, I'm going to step up here. And then I'm going to enter a point blank stance. And that will be my turn.
Nice. All right, Eric, you are up.
All right. Derek is first going to.
Oh, one quick thing. Are you able to enter a stance as a free action or step as a free action?
No, but I had the two.
Oh, do you have two
That
still?
should be. Yeah.
Okay.
Divided stratagem and recall knowledge for both free actions. And
Oh,
then,
yeah, I forgot that both those are still free.
And then
All
so my actions were hide, step, and stance.
right, Carrot, you're up.
Derek's first going to move right here, loftily floating. Does the dragon attempt a attack of opportunity?
Oh, yeah, if you move, he is going to try to hit you. If
He
you
will
just,
try.
you just kind of try to maneuver around. Where'd your guy go?
Right here.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Yeah, you see his jaws snap out.
That will just barely hit, unfortunately. And also, unfortunately, I do not have anything to add to my AC for that. So, damage.
Damn, that is damage.
He bites into you. You feel like these teeth sinking into you, kind of your ethereal flesh. But you also feel like it attacking your mind. You feel like as like almost its breath hits you. You feel like this almost sense of despair rolling in.
All right, so I need to undo that because that is wrong. Because I resist 10 of that, and then I take a weakness of 10 from that. Never mind, that damage was correct.
Yeah, I did it for you. Yeah, I did it for
No, I was about to say, yeah, no, that can't be the right damage. No, it was the correct damage.
you.
So as he feels that rip through him, he just turns his head and he'll go, "Shut the fuck up," and wave his hand as he will cast a spell. He will cast. Let me. I immediately lost it. Where is it? Dang, I was just looking at it. There, this quandary.
Quandary, all right.
He just. You transport the target to an extraplanar puzzle room of mysterious origin, locking them in there. Once each turn as a single action, it can attempt a cultism check, perception check, or thievery check against your spell DC to solve the puzzle. So he just removes that dragon from play for now, so we can focus on the other one. If it gets a success, it needs either 2 successes to get out, being the first one putting it on the right path and the second one letting it out, or 1 critical success. If it gets a critical failure, it goes back 1. And that is something it does on its turn. Now it is gone. So he just waves his hand, and the kind of like a screen wipe, if the camera was right over Carrick's shoulders, the dragon's just gone.
Perfect. You see the dragon disappear from the field.
And he turns his head to this other dragon, points to it.
We should focus that one down.
And that will be Carrick's turn.
You see rage in this dragon's eyes as it sees its comrade in arms blip out kind of into and out of being. You see it go. Mortal, you should know your place. Bring him back. And you see him like lean his head back. You see kind of this breath start to build up around his mouth. But where the other one had like this violet aura, where it seemed like it was just straight mental kind of a attack. This one, like it is breathing out. You see shadows and just like the shadows and the lack of warmth kind of breaking out. Like this true dark black wholeness almost seems like it is just etching out of its mouth. So we got that cone out.
This one's gonna hurt. Force damage!
Yeah, where's the cone going?
Oh, it's found it. Force damage!
So let's see how we go.
I don't think I have resistance to void damage. Physical damage.
Yeah, us.
Spirit.
Everybody, give me a reflex saving throw.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, this doesn't have the magical tag, sadly.
It does not.
Yeah, if it did, I would be able to add +1 to this.
Big numbers, but my numbers still suck.
Oh, look at this on a crit fail this time, Thom.
I'm
Kuroko crit
gonna
success.
burn my hero points on that because I do not want the I do not want to be taking full damage from this.
That's a 43.
Perfect. You will succeed.
That
You're
was
going
it.
to take half
That was.
damage.
Let's see.
I got
Yippee!
it.
Success.
I rolled a
Sweet.
6 and got a critical success because of abilities. That's
Right, because of your reflex thing.
Yep.
So, Thom, you take the full 80. Everybody else will take 40, except for Kuroko, who will take 0 due to that crit success.
Where's the damage? Right there? Okay.
A little up, it's like 80. Yeah. So 40 for you.
I actually only take 68 because I have resistance to this type of damage.
And you succeeded, didn't you? Yeah, you succeeded. So you would take.
Yeah, I only took 68 damage.
No, but you
Because-
succeeded on the attack, though. So it'd be half, 40.
Oh, hang on. Okay, I only took 28 damage
Nice.
because this was Void, and I have Void 12 resistance.
Perfect. Kuroko, why are you taking no? Not Kuroko. Carrick, why are you taking?
I don't know.
Yes,
The
it
game
is
knows
void.
more than I do about the sheet. I don't know. He just said no, apparently. Even
So
to
immunity to Void damage.
do I? I don't know where it'd be on my sheet. Hold on.
The system says.
Yeah,
Wait.
we'll let that run for now. Take a look and see if you do have something that does give you the void thing. But I mean, Foundry is usually right about the damages. I found they can glitch out a lot of stuff, but usually the damages is usually pretty right.
So he just kind of says no.
Is it something to do with being a vampire or whatever?
Oh yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
I was looking in your psychic stuff, but yeah, it probably is. It is the vampire thing. I forgot you were a vampire. Sick.
I
All
did
right.
too.
That was his breath. He's got one action left. So you see as he blasts out, very confused as he sees you just emerge from that just torrent of void and negative energy unscathed. But you see he just growls out, and he is going to just take a bite at poor Jacob, who's
Okay.
right in his midst.
That's a critical miss.
Nice. Before he's thrown off so much by seeing our new names are hard. Our psychic throw off that void damage, he just makes a sloppy bite that Jacob's easily able to repel. And Jacob, you are up.
Yes, I am. Not being terribly pleased about this, but also finding dragons to be more of a pushover than he expected. Honestly, can't we talk this out civilized like? Surely there might be some kind of financial compensation for all this. But if not, and he's going to he's going to flip some toggles and switches on his armor, and he's going to activate Overdrive.
Nice.
I need to make a crafting check that has a standard DC to my level. So let's find out what we get. That is a success. All right.
right.
Also, because I also have this. Let's see, where the hell is it? All the way down there, I think. There we go. Ubiquitous Overdrive. Allies up to 30 feet near me also get the effects of a success on the overdrive.
Sick. What does overdrive do?
Overdrive, let's see, this is a success. I get to add half my intelligence modifier to my damage rolls.
Nice.
And now so do you, Abe.
Yay.
So make sure you put a little overdrive effect onto your token. And just hit success. Yeah, unfortunately you are out of it there, Carrick.
No, I don't move closer.
But yeah, overdrive is one action. Let's take some swings.
All right.
Alright. It could get complicated, but I don't think I should. Yeah, let's just go for some regular swings. For strike.
Swing away.
Jeez. Second strike. It'd be nice if I could roll above a 5.
You guys have some great abilities you bring to bear, but the dice are not really feeling you today.
Yeah. I thought I rolled
Um,
above a 5 is when I hit my skill check, and that's ridiculous.
you see, like, this thing, scales are very hard to pierce. This thing got blipped out by that spell. What's that spell? What save do I need to make on its turn?
It's not a save, it's skill checks.
Occultism, perception, or thievery.
And it needs either 2 regular successes or 1 critical.
Occultism, perception, or thievery.
And this is a single action. It can take on its turn. It can only take this action once.
All
Otherwise,
right, it's going to try perception.
Is that against your spell save?
Yep.
How's the 55 stack up there?
Yikes. That will crit succeed.
Does it come back after a crit succeed?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it did at least burn an action.
You see this thing, like, it blips out, blips back in, and it goes, like, you see it bellowing, "You dare, mortal!" And it is going to burn an action, fly past. So I don't know if your Eidolon gets attack of opportunity. I don't think they do now that I think about it. But level 20 maybe. I've never looked that far for Summoner. But it is going to blip past that guy, and it is going to try to bring you down.
So it's got the 1 action, luckily, because it used 1 to move.
It did, and luckily it doesn't have anything crazy it can do with just 1 action. Yeah, it's gonna try. Like, you see its claw lash out. Oh, it's regular grab too. Actually, it is just gonna bite you. Luckily, this dragon did not get improved grab, so it can only really bite. But luckily, it'll crit bite you, or unluckily, it'll crit bite you.
I should have taken wooden dummy. I didn't. I thought, nah, I don't.
Shit. Yeah, you see, it is angry. Like, it's a dragon, and you
That
just
double already?
That's doubled already, fortunately.
Thank you, God.
Yes. So it bites you for 98, just piercing into you, like growling as it does so.
93.
Every bit helps reduction on that side. Jacob, you are.
Oh, I already went.
Oh, that's weird. Why did I make the dragon go
It's
first?
because when you, I think we made it invisible with them.
Oh, no. I think when I roll perception for it, it changes initiative. I clicked the initiative button versus the perception button. That was my bad. All right, Tom, you're up. You're on mute too if you're talking.
Sorry, I'm coughing so much I keep muting myself so I'm not a nuisance.
No worries, yeah.
Frankie is going to go ahead and move over. I don't think I have control of that yet.
Oh, you should have everything available to you over.
Yeah, we have Frankie's character sheet permissions.
There you go. It moved. It just wasn't coming off a measurement because I'm a VGT idiot. Anyways, moving forward. Actually, I probably didn't even need to move because he's huge. So that was
Yeah, he's
probably
huge,
no
so you
reach.
should be good. Yeah.
So leave him where he was. And he's going to do another gouging claw. Or another 11d6. Oh, don't forget his.
Is that that's a? Oh, so I'll just throw it over. So you should be able to click it from there now too. Let me see. Did I add that in? Add spellcasting, innate. Do you know what its magical tradition and spellcasting things were?
Primal, I believe it was.
And charisma's it's as well. Perfect. It should be on there now, so you should be able to roll right from there too to make it easier.
Okay. On the Eidolon or on mine? On Tom's.
On your Eidolon. So if you go to spells, it'll have gouging claw on there.
There it is. Thank you. Also, don't forget the 11 persistent bleeding from last time.
Oh yeah, so he would take that 11 and then straight D20.
What's the flat check?
Does it modify the flat check for it?
There is no flat check on that.
Oh, then it would only be to speed 1 round.
Okay, sweet. So he takes his 11 and he is good to go. All right, sweet. Yeah, give me an attack. So piercing or slashing, you get to choose, and then roll through.
I guess piercing. Why not? Attack. 7.
That will just hit.
And roll damage.
Nice.
So that's a single action thing, right?
That's 2 actions.
Is it 2 action? Okay, I haven't seen where it defines it, so I'm a little bit blind here. I'm sorry.
No worries. So if you look at if you can scroll up and you see like those little 2 dots, that means 2 actions. So what of those dots are always 1 action? They're not dots, it's like the weird diamond thingies.
Okay. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I can't tell. Is scared to death a single action or a double action?
That's 1.
That's 1.
That's 1. All right. Tom's gonna go ahead and try to scare to death the dragon. That's gonna be a silly thing to do, but we're gonna try.
All right. So give me an intimidation check.
Probably not gonna do it with 36.
Yeah, unfortunately that will crit fail.
Bummer.
So you see this dragon just coolly staring at you, going, "You are next, mortal. Let me devour this being first."
You would not be the first.
All right. Sweet. Kuroko, you're up.
Alrighty. So this time I'm going to devise a stratagem on the other dragon.
Okay.
Still not a good roll, but maybe that'll be enough. And then I get to recall knowledge on the other dragon using crafting. And if I fail, I get to reroll.
Yeah, I'll shelve this to you. You've got bad luck today. You've
Alright, let's try again. I mean, these are all free actions, so it's not.
True.
Any luck on that second roll for society?
You need to reload. Let me shelve this one as well. It's better, but still a crit fail.
Alright. Well, fortunately, I wonder if it's doing, if these are, rare creatures or something, it's, bumping up the DC automatically or stuff like that, but even then, that dice are definitely the problem there. Anyway, I do have a way to do things without dice rolls, though. Because I'm within 30 feet, I can use instant opening, and the black dragon is off guard to me.
Nice.
As an action. And then for my other 2 actions, I'm going to do double shot. So I take 2... Actually, no, I didn't do that one. 2 shots with a -2 penalty to both and no other.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. So double shot. Attack stratagem, and can I just... Oh, no, I just do an attack. All right. Where is... Okay. Volley penalties off because I'm in my volley stance. Do not do that. Hit. Okay.
Nice.
So I get sneak attack, and which ignores immunity or resistance to precision damage. So let's do that first. 50 points of damage. Let's go.
Oh,
And then a few things happen. Becomes enfeebled 1 and takes a -10 penalty to speed. That is from, can't remember the name of the ability. And then it's an incapacitation effect, but needs to make a fortitude save against. Oh, wait, I think that's.
I don't fail.
Okay. And then because it's incapacitation, is it still a failure?
Oh.
Or does it get bumped down to a crit fail? Or sorry, does it get bumped up to a success?
Because this isn't a spell. So yeah, they're even level with you, so it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so you can apply the effect from there. And then
So it's slowed too.
wait, the slowed is from a different ability that only applies if I crit. I believe. So the thing I just
okay.
the one I just posted, the Master Strike, is the one that I was talking about.
Okay, I'll remove that then.
It's the same
also-
roll.
So unfortunately, as you try to paralyze this creature, you do see like it shakes it off. It's immune to paralyzation.
Okay. Yeah, the slowed one only happens if I crit on the attack roll. So that was, I think that's everything that happens. Okay, so now I'll make my second double shot. Double shot. And another hit.
Nice.
For 51 damage. And it's immune to the Master Strike, so that since it got affected by it once. Do you know if speed penalties stack? That is.
I think you just go with the highest one.
That's my understanding as well.
Okay. Yeah. So this debilitating strike that I just put, I've applied on both attacks, but it's just the same as if it just applied once. So that is my turn, and he remains off guard to me until the end of my next turn.
Nice. All right, Carrick, you're up.
Yeah, that's. I am. Yep, Carrick is going to unleash his psyche. Seeing these two dragons being bit twice, definitely feeling it at this point. He just takes his head off, throws it aside, and just explodes with a dark umbral energy. Kind of all that negative emotion that he's devoured just swirling around him. I took the Shadowcaster dedication, so a lot of his spells are actually like darkness based. So we see a little bit of that here, but that's not all. As he does that, he is going to straight up. No, the best way I can describe this is like a Dragon Ball Z character power up. So he's going to Violent Unleash.
Oh shit!
20-foot emanation, and he's going to keep this. No, you know what? He's going to make this a will save for mental damage.
So that will get your crew too.
The no? You
Yep.
can take it.
You
Sorry,
can take-
I cannot move. I will take an attack of opportunity.
All right. So the dragon will make a save, as well as Thom and his Eidolon. And with your Eidolon, you make a save for both with area of effect saves, but basically you just use your lowest one. So you save for both, you only take the damage once.
I
You
have
share
battle
full
mesh.
of HP.
I promise to heal you later.
I'm sorry. What am I doing?
Oh, I forgot what type of save it was. What type of save was it again?
Reflex.
Will save for mental damage.
Oh, how'd you
Will
change the save? It says reflex.
It is mind shift, meaning I can change it into mental damage of a will save instead of its original save.
Nice. All right.
Frankie and
Oh. Oh, I think the dragon just failed.
Nice.
Hell yeah, I'll take it. And then
Maybe 10d6 force.
Luckily, it doesn't damage twice.
One second. I believe I have an ability from Precise that. Let's see here. Nope, can't find it, so I'm not gonna mess with that right now. So 10d6. In addition, this triggers my reaction. Feed on pain. Which is a nice little additional combination of the psychic vampire and psychic. Feed on pain, when I deal mental damage once per hour, I can literally feed off of that and give myself temporary HP equal to half the damage it takes. So that right there is 18 temp HP. Every little bit counts.
Every bit counts.
Because I'm about to take an attack of opportunity. Battle medicine on himself. He has godless healing and robust recovery. Or let me double check the name on that, but real fast. Robust health. Sorry, I was mixing up fast recovery. And it, so this will give him an additional 25 HP. Also, godless healing I couldn't find and didn't add to my sheet for some reason. But since he doesn't believe in the gods, to himself he gets 5 HP. And if he heals someone else who doesn't believe in the god, I believe it also gives a bonus. So it's a very good thing. Yeah, we're running with the right crew for that one.
Atheist bros.
Yep, he'll be going after the... He's a master in this, so tell me again how the DCs work. So is it just a flat 15-20 style, or does that scale with levels?
So what's your level in medicine?
Master.
Master, so you could, if you wanted to make it easy on yourself, you could just take the lowest level, which is 15. Or if you wanted to like gamble and take the master level, which I'm blanking on right now. Let me pull it up real quick.
If you do the treat wounds macro, it gives you a pop-up where you can select what level and it'll do it all automatically.
Sweet. So trained is 15 if you want to go that. That gives you 2d8. Expert is 2d8 plus 10, which is a DC 20. Master, you go all the way up to there, is a 30 DC, 2d8 plus 30. Or if you crit, it doubles it up for all the dice rolls.
Wait, Master was a DC 30?
DC 30.
Oh,
Just log up your wounds.
yeah, I'm going Master.
Oh yeah, you got it pretty much from the jump there. So yeah, you're able to heal
How
that.
many dice is that?
2d8 plus 30.
Plus 30, and from there, do I add the 25?
What 25?
From robust health and godless healing. So 20
yeah.
the level,
You'd
and,
add any other bonuses you get from there.
and that is a crit, so that's double, right?
Oh yeah, that's a crit too. So that'll be 48 plus 30.
So 48. So all right, and now let's see that damage, because I am absolutely taking an attack of opportunity for that.
It is launching at you with its jaws.
That will hit.
Click you. Luckily, that shouldn't be a crit. So you see it just launch into you for 4-4 as it sees you. They kind of the opening as you start to treat yourself. It tries to pierce you in with its jaws.
So how that all looks is that explosion powering up like a Dragon Ball Z character, and just him just waving his hand over himself, healing back up, only to be crit again. But we're not done yet. That was only a single action, and his unleashed psyche. He looks to this other dragon outreaches a hand and looking to the sovereign dragon, just like,
Then we shall fight. First, let me take care of the trash.
oh, and he will cast Falling Sky at 9th level.
Nice. What does that do?
It didn't let me cast that at 9th level. It just. Oh no, I have to click the cast button. My bad. Let me try that again. No, it did not. Dang, it's a signature spell. That lets me cast it as an up rank, right?
Can this be casted up rank?
Though.
What's up?
I don't think you get anything if you upcast it though.
Yeah, I don't think it changes for you.
Oh, really? Dang. All right. I'll just burn the 8th level slot then. And
Awesome,
you put
nice.
the point, the origin of the point, 30 feet down from the dragon, so it can fall the full 60 feet.
Okay. Let's see how it does with DC 43. So it's a success.
It is not knocked prone. However, it still falls that 60 feet.
Oh, unfortunately, it is incapacitation. So it does go down 6. It is still to fall 60 feet to start.
Yep. The fortitude save is just to see if it gets knocked prone.
Okay. Perfect. So it does fall 60 feet. So I'll put it at 60 feet down. It is the Gloom Scale Dragon's turn. How fast can this?
Hold on a second.
This thing can fly really, really fast. I didn't realize.
How did the gloom scale succeed? It rolled
Incapacitation.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad.
So yeah, you do see, like, especially Jacobs, you see this creature. It goes like down 60 feet as the magic is worked upon it. But you do see as it comes up on its turn, you see fury in his eyes, and it shouts out to the other dragon, "Let's be done with this, brother. Can they all fly?" And you see the dragon is going to fly towards the ship.
Reactive strike. Bam.
Unfortunately, I think you won't be able to get this. Let me read reactive real quick because it did fall 60 feet.
Oh,
Is it moving back up though?
It is yeah, would be moving within your range though.
I do want to briefly bring up. It still takes the 60 damage regardless if it hits the ground or not.
It
it's
does?
based on it's based on the spell range rather than the actual ground.
Nice.
Just a solid flat 60. Unless I don't know if dragons have resistance to falling damage. It specifies falling damage.
Oh yeah, these guys. Or this one doesn't, I should say. It's sweet. Because we see, and that's like, I think this is forced move. Unfortunately, I don't think that reactive strike.
No, it doesn't. It's when the dragon was coming back up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Perfect. Sweet. So yeah, it is. You see it flying next to this airship, this thing that's keeping you all aloft in the clouds, and it is going to use Draconic Frenzy, targeting the airship, trying to break it apart enough to send it crashing to the ground. So it is going to lash out twice with its claws and then waltz with its wing. That's not against Jacob. That's against the airship, which has a DC of 40. So the first claw will hit. Second claw will miss. And then the wing will miss too. So you see, like, it starts to damage this airship, kind of breaking through some of the plates. You start to see pieces of it falling apart. But it looks like it can take a little bit more of a beating. You see this kind of starting to break through, but it's, you'd guess it's got like at least about, you take 2 more hits like that, you think, before it starts to descend to the ground.
That's not good.
Jacob, yeah.
Oh, that's not good. Okay. Okay, you're trying to help repair the airship. I can go after the dragon.
I'm not worried about the airship.
I'm worried about everybody else in it. Do you know how much the airship? These things don't grow on trees. Well, the important parts don't grow on trees. Yeah, he's gonna move up one, or I guess step. Let's see. Should I go big or should I go home?
Oh shoot! Dang it! It might be a little late for this, but I forgot. Unleash Psyche. The dragon would have taken an additional 16 damage from that.
Okay.
My bad. Sorry to
Of
interrupt.
course.
Which dragon?
Black one.
Okay.
Room scale. Run.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, now let's do 2 strike. Hopefully I roll something above a 4 as I target the dragon. I'm going to do Megaton Strike.
Megaton it up.
Yep. Please just let me roll something above a 10. Just once. And let's hit. That's a hit.
hit.
And yeah, let's do this damage. 77. And let's see, I did hit, but I didn't make this an unstable. Oh, this is unstable. I think. Yeah. There's just this big strike across its back.
Cut across its back, and the dragon does look bloodied as you can recede with your weapon.
Yep. And look at this thing. Do I have your attention now? And that'll be it.
Alright. You see the Sovereign Dragon. He is going to unleash his Draconic Frenzy as well. Oh, he doesn't have Draconic Frenzy. He's got some different stuff.
Oh.
Alright, he's gonna try to beat down on it. You see
Oh no!
he launches at you first with his jaws.
Darn!
Oh!
This is going to be a bad turn for Garrick. That's already doubled, right?
That's already double, fortunately.
Thank you.
He's going to slash at you with his claw.
Psychic doesn't get that great of armor. I get no armor, actually. I got... ew.
And he's going to use his last action to attack the ship. Which will hit, luckily not crit. So you see the airship creaks, groans. You see bits of the boards and planks start to fly away. It is looking in very rough shape as these dragons have launched into this all-out blitz into it. And you see it look at you, mortal, and it goes, "I hope you can fly." Tom, you're up.
Remember that you're muted.
Thank you for that reminder, because you know I wasn't about to start talking. Let's see. I'm going to take the opportunity to go ahead and mount Frankie on top of him. And Frankie is... Frankie is just going to stand there, be ready. And Tom is going to go ahead and... Am I doing the spell? What's the spell that I'm doing? Why won't you show me the thing? Well, whatever. We're going to try it. Yes? No?
What's that?
I'm trying to cast a spell, and it is not doing the thing.
Wait, click on the cast it.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
I mean, what are you clicking on?
I was trying to first of all just click on the name of the thing just to see what the effect of it was, so I could make sure that's what I wanted to do, and it wasn't populating.
There it goes.
There it is. I had popped out my thing because I have too many friggin' things open between my Adeline and my character sheet.
Oh, pop out gets weird at Foundry.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, don't you have like a pop-out blocker too?
Yeah, I finally turned all of them off. I found them all and turned them all off.
Yeah.
Having 4 or 5 of them as actually effective until you don't want it to be effective.
Sweet. Which one are you using on?
I'm gonna go ahead and use that on the. Let's go ahead and do that on the gloom scale.
All right. It will succeed. What's this one doing? Crush Star calls into collapse in itself, deals 75 damage the first time you try to sustain the spell. Let's choose a new target. Basic fortitude, so it will take half damage. So give me some rolls.
I think it's just straight 75.
Sweet. All right, it will take 37 damage from that as it just flexes back against the magic, but it's still wounded from the endeavor.
And that is the end of our turn.
All right. Rocco, you are up. What are you doing?
Alrighty. The might as well devise a stratagem against the Shadow Dragon because it's free for me. I'm just gonna attack it immediately after anyway, so there's no point in going through all that work. Yeah, I'm gonna do another double shot.
Okay.
Double shot. I'll put it in the off guard because it still got that from last turn. Cool.
Nice.
Hit.
That hits.
Like the sneak attack. Do I still have that overdrive bonus?
Yeah, so that's for a minute.
Nice. For 47. And then my other shot also hit the sneak attack for 53.
Bring it down.
Nice. The dragon's just going after the ship and say, this was provided to us by Notisha. I can't let you harm it. And I'll string both arrows at once, and each arrow will go into each of its eyes as the dragon roars and plummets, creating like a hole in the clouds below until it vanishes out of sight.
Nice.
And then I'm going to use, I'm going to use instant opening on the gold dragon. So now the gold dragon will be off guard against me next turn. And that's me.
Eric, you're up.
Seeing that one go down and seeing the Sovereign Dragon still next to him, his eyes squint as he feels his incorporeal form beginning to flicker from far more harm than he'd like to initially admit. But then he smiles.
You are strong. Be proud. But this is enough.
And he will snap his fingers.
Almost not your 10th level.
Oh, it means they cast that twice. Yep.
Alright.
Who immediately gets hit with Unleash Psyche's unfortunate thing of being stupefied for 2 rounds inside the frozen time.
Well, the hard part is, and let's see how this goes, is it does have the manipulate trait. So it does get a
the
chance.
attack of opportunity before it goes off.
It does. Manipulate goes through, and if he crits, it stops your spell from going off.
Actually, I'm not sure if I want to do that.
Okay.
I don't know if I have enough HP to survive a crit. But at the same time, why not?
Okay. So big thing is you got 52 HP, so hopefully this doesn't take you down or crit.
If it... Damn. It
What's
crit.
your crit?
It crit.
Ah, fuck. So that does interrupt your spell.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yep!
I know the next round. I can bring him back up. Don't worry.
Undead.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit! All right, so Carrick got to
Actually,
snap
hang on.
his fingers. Time beginning to warp around him. How does it look as the Sovereign Dragon just goes, no?
Yeah, this dragon, like, you got it once with your magical abilities to kind of shift time and kind of make things warble around it. And it kind of looks at you and goes, not again, mortal. And it just takes a deep bite out of you, gouging into you, hurling you back to the deck as this airship is kind of starting to ricket and fall apart.
Yeah, it's just his cloak that's crumpled upon the ground. The occasional umbral, ghastly, thought form swirling around it, kind of to represent his unconscious body.
Alright. Kuroko. Actually, no, Kuroko just went. Jacob, you are up.
Okay, well that changes what I'm gonna do. Yeah, spending. I can spend one drive for this. Yeah, just gonna go over here, and looking at the cloak that just fell on the ground. Ugh, vampires. It's so bloody dramatic. So I'm gonna shoot at you with a living adjacent creature. You're dead, right?
He may have died a lot before. Oof.
I guess the question is, are you
Wait,
the undead tag?
this is important. Are we in sunlight? I presume not.
It's a cloudy day, so you are not. Do you have the undead tag? Is a good question.
Yeah, he's got negative healing.
But do you have the undead tag? Should be on the first tab there, medium humanoid, whatever.
No.
Yeah, you got damp here, so yeah, you're technically not undead there.
Well,
Oh, that's why the. Wait, no, that wouldn't make sense because.
no, Dampier isn't technically undead because I have a Dampier psychic in my game.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, so it's not technically undead, so you're good there.
Yeah, so actually I can heal you with this.
Yippee!
Yeah, so just pull out my left arm, a little kind of nozzle comes out from the top of the wrist, and you get healed for 49 HP.
Nice.
Damn. I'll take it. He
Yep.
gets the thought form realigns.
Oh, seriously. And going back to the sword. Yeah, let's target this dragon. Again, this didn't have to come to violence. And strike. Son of a bitch. That's a nat 1. Ridiculous. Okay, I'm done.
The dragon scales repel the attack. Correct, Carrick, you are up. You're on the ground. Unfortunately, this thing's already burned its opportunity attack, or reaction, I should say.
All right, he sees that. His eyes narrow at the fact he got knocked down, and he just says, "I'm going to hurt you now." Psychic burst. Going to mind shift this one because I do like that mental damage indeed. And it requires a will save.
All right.
It will fail. This will be mental damage specifically.
Actually, did it roll a 1? It rolled a 1, so it'll crit fail.
It will take double mental damage then. 50. We're not done yet. He's going to use one of his cantrips, which is a very scary thing, to be completely honest, because telekinetic projectile is something that exists, and he's going to amp it.
Be careful.
He's already. This dragon's burnt its reaction. Yep, he's going to amp it with. Where are my amps? Where are my amps? Are they not in spellcasting?
Might be under your feats. Oh, you should have focus spells.
Yeah, these are it. There was a specific amp to this one. Let's see here. Okay, it's just in the distant grasp. So that's going to
If
be.
you scroll to the bottom,
yeah,
to your focus spells, it should be in there with the right one.
Well, no, this is a regular spell that has a new amped effect.
Yeah. So let's see here.
So so I clicked the one for you, so it should show you all the stuff now.
Well, thank you. So this right here should have a lot more damage than normal. With the amp. And it's going to be bludgeoning as he's going to yeet the dead dragon's body that's falling right back up and into it. Would this be bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing?
Bludgeoning.
Got it.
Hey, I got my arrows back.
Permission to. Oh, dang. Because I didn't post it, I can't click the bludgeoning.
Oh, I'll click for you there.
Thank you. And this is the first attack.
All right, so that'll hit.
All right.
Will that hit? Actually, that will just miss.
What? Oh shoot! Oh, why is that?
Jeez.
Because you did stand up.
Oh no! Wait, I see the -2 prone in there. I think that's already calculated.
Yeah, that's why I said that's why I missed. Yeah, that's.
Oh. Shoot. That's a little rough. Do I have anything to add to that? I do not, unfortunately. So that will indeed miss. So he flinks. How does it dodge its brother? That's something I don't know. Because it's about to fucking fuck Carrick up bad.
Its tail whips up and knocks the dead body of the other away. It looks at you and just goes, disgrace. It is going to jaw you once, claw at the ship once, and then try to make an escape. So let's see how this goes. So first one, jaw at you.
That will hit.
This is only a regular hit.
Yep.
That's good. Yeah, it doesn't bring you down.
You're still up.
It's going to claw at the ship.
Oh, crap.
Okay. So luckily that's not you, Carrick, so don't worry about that one, but it is at the ship. So this ship has 32 HP left.
I.
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
So you see it claws into the ship, just like bringing its like claw down through decks of the ship, raking through it. You see the airship start to make a nosedive, and it goes, looks like some of you can fly, but I bet not all. And it is going to try to get out of dodge.
Preemptive strike.
Strike away.
Kill it, please.
Come on, give me that nat 20. That's a 38. I'm assuming that misses.
That does miss.
You still have.
It's a nat 4.
The dice have not been favored, friends, to you guys today. But he is dipping out. He goes 180 feet because they've got like ridiculous fly speeds for this level. And you see him just flying in the distance, cackling as he goes. But you do see this airship kind of starting to break apart. Crew members shouting, trying to do their best to hold pieces together as they reemerge onto the deck after the dragon flees. And we're going to take a quick break there. But the next part will be, I'm not sure if all of you can fly, but I know a good chunk of you guys, so you guys can just peace out and fly away.
I still have range. I can reach him.
I have a range.
I have
of
spells
100
that can
feet.
reach 500 feet, so
I might want to try to see if it can like not salvage the airship, but put it into a controlled crash.
Yeah, that's what Carrick's going to do because there is a lot of flavor to do with the kinetic style like distant grasp and precision mixed with that.
Perfect. So we'll
Yep.
take a quick break. We'll be back like 5 minutes. We'll see for those who are looking to continue the fight how that goes, and for those who are looking to salvage the airship, we'll figure out how to play that through. So everybody come back 9:15 and see the second part of the adventure.
Alrighty.
Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of our level 20. Just kind of testing out the Tyranny of Dragons one shot. Not Tyranny of Dragons. What do I call it? Draconic Crusades one shot. As we are going through and kind of testing out Pathfinder 2E at level 20 and seeing how it's flowing on that side. And it's been pretty cool to see what everybody can do on that side. And for anybody that was curious on that one, that fight that they just went through. With level 2, level 20 ancient dragons was only moderate, which is kind of crazy for 2 ancient dragons in an encounter. But it was kind of cool to see on that side. But right now, you go back to the crew. You see this golden sovereign dragon fleeing in the distance, about 160 feet away from the ship. But the ship, as it like clawed through with its last action, decimating the decks, bringing shedding both cargo, and you see some members of the crew that are unlucky kind of falling out as this airship is bleeding out into the sky and starting to make a nosedive into the sea below. As we mentioned before we left, some of you guys have range. This dragon is only 160 feet away. The ship is sinking, or ship is, I think sinking is still probably the best word. So sinking, we'll go with sinking still. What are you guys doing?
So are we still in initiative, or is this like a skill adventure?
Well, actually, let me clarify. Is anybody going after this dragon?
Well, Tom would like to use some equipment he has. He has the third eye equipment, which will let him use the seek action to study a creature you can see and perceive an aura that conveys knowledge of that creature's health, including all conditions, afflictions it has, and an approximate percentage of its remaining hit points. So, what does Tom see in regards to how much health this guy has left? The Sovereign.
Perfect. It's about half health.
Yeah, Tom can't do enough damage to it to make it worth going after at this point. So, no.
I would
Tom will
also
not be.
say, with your eye, I'll give it to you too. It's pretty much, its breath is rapidly refilling in its chest, and we'll be back pretty much next time it attacks.
Yeah, Tom's gonna let it go, like a certain Disney princess.
Yeah, I'll turn and start helping with repairing the ship.
Perfect. This will be a skill adventure. So, I think most of you have played skill adventures before, but basically this will be three. This is pretty fairly easy one. 3 successes before 3 failures, utilizing the on-level class DC. So 40 for level 20. So what you'll need to do is kind of find any way that you can either kind of repair the ship, help people get off board, whatever you're thinking as this ship is starting to crash into the ocean below, to salvage the situation. We'll have each action take a particular skill and see how it plays out. With success earning a point for the success column, a failure earning a point for the failure column. If all 3 fail, something bad will happen. It'll advance the story, but still will be bad. And same thing with success. So, who wants to kick it off?
I would like to.
Go for it.
Immediately after the dragon goes, still feeling how absolutely decimated he is at 16 Carrick would extend both hands, and his stock form would flicker and just sprawl over the ship as he will use his psychic abilities to basically take all the pieces that are flying and broken up apart to put it back together the best he can. He can't literally mend the pieces, but he can put them all back into place. He has the precision. Hold on a second. Let me get the exact name of it because I don't want to misquote it. He has the precision, subconscious mind, and the conscious mind of distant wrath. So this right here, being these precise movements and holding everything into place is right up his alley. If possible, I would like to use occultism since that is directly tied with his magic.
Perfect. That's what I was going to recommend. Let's roll.
Heck yeah. If he burns a spell slot, would that help with this at all?
Now for that, this one will be a straight skill check. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Solid. Yeah, so you are able to kind of gather those pieces, hold them in. Like, you're not mending them, but you're kind of holding them in through sheer force of will. And with that, you are actually able to earn 2 successes for the crew as you kind of like bring in some of those broken pieces, keeping the ship righted or not righted, but like starting to at least slow the descent as some of the things start to work as they're supposed to. So with that, you've got 2 out of your 3 successes, 0 failures. What's the rest of the crew thinking?
Nobody minds. I'll go next. Let's see. I know somebody was saying they were going to go start crafting to try to repair the ship.
Yeah, I'm pretty handy with some tools, but I imagine you're a little bit better.
Well, what's your craft?
Plus 33.
Okay, you're the same as mine, so I'm going to do something else.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly underneath the ship near the what's it? The stern's the back. What's the front? The bow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to fly underneath the ship and just start pushing up on it, just to try to put it into more of a controlled fall. Maybe we can like actually skip along the water.
All right, give me an athletic check.
I should be able to do this because I do have Titan Wrestler.
Nice.
So, all right, let's do this. Jeez, that's I'm hero pointing. That's ridiculous.
Hero pointed up.
That's a natural 2. This is ridiculous.
The luck has not been with you all so far today, but luckily you were able to turn that around with the hero point. You start to push up, kind of using your jets on the armor, kind of anti-grav pieces, and pushing up with all of your strength. You are able to ride it, starting to kind of pull it out of its nosedive. That is another crit success on that one. So you guys got 4 out of 3. But we'll see what the other 2 had to do as well as this all is occurring. But luckily, you are out of the fail region, we'll say. So with that, what are the other 2 doing?
Kuroko will start stow his bow and just start helping the crew with repairing the parts of the ship that the dragon's damaged. Patching up holes where wind is coming in and causing it to go off balance, repairing like the crystals used to power it or whatever kind of stuff is being used. And just like casually mentions like, oh yeah, I stole an airship once, so I know how some of this works.
Nice. Give us a crafting check. Perfect. Yeah, you're able to go through, made it a little easier with Karak holding those pieces in, but you're able to actually go through and repair them, so it doesn't rely on his psychic might to hold them. You're just able to go through and kind of get those pieces fused in, battered in, nailed in, whatever you need to do to get that going through, patching in the holes, patching in the some of the broken sails, and getting kind of the ship in. It's not sterling. It's definitely one that probably wouldn't pick off the lot, but it's functional, we'll say. Thom, what are you doing?
Well, I guess my first question is, can I have Thom do something and have Frankie do something, acting as separate entities in this moment because we're not in combat?
For the skill adventure, it would be kind of just you guys. You can either have either or do something, but it'll still be the same for one player going.
Okay. All right. Thom is going to kind of just jump off of Frankie's back onto deck and send Frankie off to kind of try to collect up any crew that may be free falling through the air to try to stop them from splatting to death on the water below.
Nice.
Because he's huge, so he's got a lot of surface area to collect these guys on.
Give me your choice of an acrobatics check or athletics.
Definitely acrobatics. 43.
Solid. Yeah, you're able to go through. You guys see as some who are working on righting the ship, Frankie going through and just kind of doing aerial catches on some of the poor crewmen who were pulled out before those the hole was patched and their repairs were made. You see the kind of this fade dragon out there just catching them and kind of bringing them back to the safety of the ship. Yeah, you guys killed that one. So that's what they have to take note of is as those bonuses go up. Some of the class DCs, or not the class, the levels DCs are get pretty trivial on that side. I forgot who had the highest. I think 35 was the highest, or 34 was the highest we saw on this one. So that's pretty sick though. Like how tied in you can get, or how specialized you can get your core skills. But with that, you guys are able to easily kind of bring this ship down to the water, between some holding it together, some pushing and kind of keeping it out of a nosedive, others repairing the holes, and others still gathering the crew that were lost. And you're able to bring this ship right into a landing on the water. It's probably one that won't fly again, at least not in the near time future, but it's safe, it's floating. And the crew, you and the crew made it through. And as you look through, kind of like you see, especially as you get kind of a water level or kind of ground level, we'll say, you see just ahead of you the island of Grove City, kind of floating just right, not too far ahead, definitely easily swimmable distance to make your way there and challenge Brakashen. What do you guys do?
Rest, please.
Fair, you guys definitely take some time to rest. So you can take these in 10-minute spurts. What are you all doing?
How long do we want to rest?
That's up to you. It sounds like you're the one who gets the most benefit from it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mostly need hit point recovery, so
I can also battle medicine and or treat wounds as needed. Just
And I
let you
can
know.
spray people down with my medicinal herbs.
spray me down, big boy.
I got fast recovery, so twice as much hit points from resting. How many hit points do we get from resting again?
For what?
How many hit points do we get for resting again?
You get none from resting. You got to do treat wounds or battle medicine.
Yeah.
Carrick has to treat wounds himself because he's the only one with the stitch feat that lets it be targeted. I'm gonna go the highest DC with that real fast.
All right, you can do a 30?
Yep.
Because you don't have the legendary, right?
Before you roll that, Carrick, so there's an ability I forgot to mention where when we do our daily preparations at the start of the day, I kind of give out a strategic plan for everybody and talk about, like, you know, this is what it's like fighting dragons, this is the kind of wounds you need to be prepared to take. And I paid special attention to you, Carrick, because I knew that you would be solely responsible for healing yourself. So I'm going to use an inspired stratagem, which lets you roll 2d20s and take the higher one.
Thank you.
And I can do that for everybody, but once per day, per person.
Hell yeah!
For any attack roll or skill check.
With that, I also want to mention my skills should not be mastered. They should be legendary. I don't know why they're not. I might have messed something up in Path Builder.
Well, you only get one legendary, I think, or two legendaries too.
I also noticed on it did Pathfinder didn't transfer all of my ABs.
Oh.
Yeah. I had to put them in manually.
Oh, the +1s to skills. Yeah, it's bad about that. Yeah.
Yeah, my legendaries, if I only get 2, would have been cultism first, then medicine.
Okay, sweet. So with that, you can switch that through if you want to take it. The legendary DC is 40.
Legendary DC being 40, I will take that and I will roll for it.
Sweet.
Let me roll twice and take the better of 2. Oh,
Good
goodness me.
thing that keep on. Oh shit.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah.
My greed, my hubris. I get nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately, like this dragon messed you up. Like, the wounds were both like physical as well as like on your psyche, with it kind of biting into your mental kind of projection of yourself as well. And it's kind of hard to patch.
So Carrick's just gonna go.
I do not mean to alarm you, but we may need to take the next encounter with a diplomatic approach.
Hold still. And then another Searing Restoration.
Thank you. I mean,
You get another 62 HP.
I love the description on that. They
Yeah.
told you there was no way that explosions could heal people. They were fools. Fools!
That's one thing Pathfinder does a really good job is with some of the flavor for the classes. Like,
Also, apparently my weapon should actually be hitting for 35, not 30. Oh, that's because how do you increase a skill up to 6, like an attribute?
so I thought that would transfer with the thing. If you chip it, just type it in, right?
Oh, there we go. The apex. It didn't.
Yeah.
It was still waiting for it. Okay, so
oh,
yeah, I should have been hitting for 35, not 34. Not that it would have done much for my rolls, but you know.
it didn't save my boosts from my levels.
Yeah. Put them in.
So, of all the things that I'm trained in, I am not trained in medicine at all. So, I have a +22 for it, even though I'm not trained for it in it. But
I'm trained in medicine, but I have improviser, so I can still try to heal.
well, and that's what I have is the improviser. That's why I have a +22 in it. But it doesn't have a benefit of using it when you're not trained in it.
Oh, I have the one that actually does let me try it.
Ah, mine does not.
Yeah.
Oh, we can try actions that you need to be trained for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Because I took like human
Oh,
culture.
you took clever improviser. Okay, yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah, I just need to find that damn thing.
My DC was 2 lower, so was my 2 hit.
Oh, did I?
It should have been.
Did I not take clever improviser? I guess I didn't. Weird.
Because clever
Yeah.
improviser is the one
There it
who
is.
do skill actions.
Yeah, there it is. Clever improviser.
Deegan, I have to ask. I gotta know. Would a 47 would have hit that dragon?
It would have 46 was the AC.
Oh, dang it! It would have hit. It would have hit if it was in there right.
I feel you. But yeah, would someone like to assist me on medicine so I can try to heal our local undead?
I'm happy to assist.
Okay.
I'm not undead on mine.
I have
I'm a-
bonuses to aiding, I think.
Thank
So
you.
to aid the medicine check, I would make my own medicine check because I have the human thing where it's a +4 to aid.
Oh, yeah. So you should be able to like clear it easy because ADC no longer scales. So I think it's still a 15. So roll it and pretty much add a crit success. Which is kind of weird. I think it should scale a little bit, but 45. Yeah. So crit success. What's your ranking in medicine?
Legendary.
Oh, legendary. I think it's +4 then. Crit success. Yeah, +4 for legendary. So add in a +4 to your skill roll for Jacob.
Okay. Hang on. Let's see. +4. There we go.
What the fuck?
Oh my god!
That is really unfortunate.
Can I use a hero point to reroll that for him?
I used the one I had.
No, I'm asking if I can use mine for you to reroll that.
If you'd like to use your hero point, go for it. So, Jacob,
Well, we-
reroll that. Yeah, he does. God damn.
This right here is the game taking back from that one combat session in Occupation.
Oh, there we go. Just
Well, that's a 30, so I think that's still 2d8. Because I can only do the trained. I can't go up to like legendary with it.
Oh, so you're good then. Yeah. So even the other one, actually, no, the other one, no, even the other one, you would have succeeded.
You get 14 HP. Well, that's a nat one. That's still a bit fair.
No, that one's not a crit failure. It just brings you 1 degree lower.
Yeah.
So 28 with that retreat wounds at training. That would have 28 would have been a crit success. So it would have been a regular success.
Okay. Well, now we have a 30.
Yeah.
So I guess an additional 2d8?
Yeah, can that be a crit? Yeah. So
I
another
gain
28.
with robust health and godless healing. I'm going to regain an additional 25 from that. And because I just said a number, I have immediately forgotten what the original healing was.
Alright, 18 plus whatever your bonuses are.
Does the godless healing, does that apply to other healing to you?
Apparently it does.
Okay.
Yeah, just any healing that doesn't come from like a magical source, I think.
Okay, so I misunderstood. I always thought that was one that you had to like be the one doing the healing, but that's cool. All right.
That's
Does
40.
anyone besides our undead friends still need some healing?
Yeah, I need healing. I'm at a well. I guess I thought that was healing was for me. I'm at 110, seeing that as it's not that it wasn't for me.
No, give me a second. I'll give you some. Because I can just keep doing this for free.
Keep going.
You get 58 HP back.
That puts me about half health.
And someone who's trained in medicine should probably take care of this next one.
Yeah, I can do treat wounds on you.
Oh, it didn't have the name of him on there. Damn.
There's
That
not
was Garrick's thing that right there.
Yeah, you got to go to your the players thing, adjust your user profile.
there's not a token on the map, so it's not letting me do the macro.
Oh, yeah, Tegan, you have to drag out tokens onto the map.
Right.
Can you also throw me in the PC folder? That's because I'm right now a lone person now.
Treat wounds. There we go. Turn it up.
All right.
Treat wounds. Oh, I don't have a healer's tool in my inventory. I'm just gonna roll a medicine check.
Actually, hang on, I can craft one.
And you have like
I mean, I have the money for it.
400,000 gold, so I could say you bought that. You're level 20. It makes sense you'd have some healers kits.
I can literally also craft one for free.
Alright. This.
Ooh.
There we go.
That feels better.
Nice. Perfect. How are you guys looking there?
I'm gonna go ahead and just heal myself. Searing restoration's really good, but in combat, it's unstable. Yeah, there we go. I only took like 28 points of damage that entire fight.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, those enhanced saves on that side helped out for Wisteria, or not Wisteria, Croca.
Anybody else need healing, or are we okay?
I mean, I'll take one more hit if you're willing to give me another hit.
Sure. Just don't get addicted to this stuff. It has a little bit of a some properties. It's not FDA approved. All right, 44.
And let's try not to have the psychic tanking damage for us for the next fight if at all possible. I know you started really close to that one, but
Right.
we have a summon.
On
We
this
have
we agree. While I am very powerful, this form of mine is temporary. And despite what other vampires may claim, they are mortal, and so am I. I simply walk out of Thana's realm. But it takes a while. It's quite hard.
Carrick, I defied the gods myself for a long time, and eventually it's not that way of living was not satisfactory for me. And now I hope to do what I can to repay or atone for the sins of my past by serving Notusha.
This is respectable. I do not hate the gods. I simply do not allow them to control me, but to serve. Any guns? Noticia and Corinius are the best. They were once mortal. They understand the struggle, and they fight for peace. They bring hope. They remove despair. They give a future. They have my utmost respect and adoration.
Not that you
You
have
know
this
Kosir, not Gradius, right?
mortality.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Kosir, my bad.
Gradius was mortal, but he doesn't do anything.
Not
though.
Gradius. That was definitely a Kosir, but you were saying?
Not that you have too much to say on the topic of mortality.
No, as I said, I am still quite mortal. I just choose not to die sometimes.
With a little bit of help, apparently.
Yeah,
I've made peace with my mortality, so if I fall this day serving Notisha, I will be proud for it.
You'll be lucky the gods already paid my fee. I'll be charging you for that healing.
I have much gold to pay. You will be compensated during the celebrations, or if I fall, a year after, or perhaps two, depending on how comfortable it is at Donna's realm. But if any of you fall, I will keep an eye on your lineage and your legacy for a while.
Right. Well, there's a question. Is the airship now floating on the water?
Yeah, it's floating on the water. It's definitely one that you see the crew is trying to get it back airworthy, but it will take some time to get it back. Because you guys kind of spend probably between those different checks, probably about a half hour or so patching up and kind of getting prepared to make your way on land.
I've got some work cut out ahead of me, and that's what it started. As the armor shifts, it goes back into its this little demi-plane that he keeps on him. As it not quite evaporates, but basically teleports off his person. If you need me, I'll be below decks. I'm gonna go help repair that engine.
Yes, I will aid the injured crew. I did injure a few when I allowed myself to indulge a bit.
And he'll just sit exactly where he is, unmoving. His psychic presence elsewhere, as he does indeed try and aid some of the crew.
So you guys kind of hanging off the coast, spending some time there?
Well, as I understand it, the crew has it under control. The ship is afloat, and we have a timeline of waiting until, dawn, to deal with this situation. So, in my mind, we need to get hoofing it towards the island here. Is that accurate? Is that what
Yeah, everything is accurate because you guys do have until dawn before Rog takes things in his own hands. The infernal god of fear, fury, and war, and brings hell to Akazia.
Yeah. We could try to move the ship right now while it's floating, but I think it'd be faster if we just get the airship engine working again.
or maybe the 4 of us could all jump on your Eidolon's back and they can fly us over to the mainland while they finish up with the ship.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
I mean, most of us are capable of independent flight, so
but I mentioned you're faster, right? Your Eidolon's faster.
it's actually only 25 feet movement.
Oh, well then I'll just fly alongside.
And Carrick has, despite what his sheet says, he has 35 movement. Is it possible, being distant grasp and precision, him just to grip the party psychically and move them along with him as he flies?
Unfortunately, not. But you could definitely gonna fly along because you have flight too, don't you?
Yeah, I just said 35, despite what the sheet says.
So I guess Abe's just gonna be riding on the dragon's back.
Yeah, I have flight, but it's limited in duration, so I don't know if it'll be long enough to get us over there. I get 5 minutes of flight when I activate it.
Well, in that case, yeah. Let's just
Tom's like, come on aboard.
It's waiting for you.
And the crew does say, oh, no, we've got this, heroes. We'll deal with Brakashin, make him see reason, put him to death, whatever you need to do. We'll get this repaired up for you, and we'll sail you back to Kosir's party after it's all over. But yeah, you guys are able to load up, either flying under your own power or flying on Frankie the Fey Dragon. You guys are able to cross the remainder of the sea. And as you kind of start to see you're able to make your way onto the shores of Grove City, and you see like this impressive city kind of standing in front of you. You see it's divided into 6 quadrants. So like different architectural style for each quadrant. One of them seems to favor more of the black tusk, kind of harsh, more functional but like intimidating style. One of them seems to favor the more kind of ornate and kind of historic Fessian style, and kind of so on and so on. Each section has its own style, and you guys would know. And you guys are level 20 heroes, so you may have even been to Grove City at a time before now. It's modeled off. Each section of the city is modeled off of one of the kind of legendary heroes from the Grove, building in their own statues and architectural styles from their people. But you see all of those kind of standing in front of you, this impressive city that has stood for the last 4 centuries. But as you look around it, and it looks better than you probably expected it to, with being in the clutch of a beyond ancient dragon. It doesn't seem to have been burnt too bad. There's sections where you can see like either the fires burning or the remnants of fires where the example needed to be made. But overall, it's as pristine as a taken city could be. But you do see kind of hovering over it dragons. You see, and they start to, especially as you make your way to shore, they start to angle towards you. But these dragons, like, they don't even look to be as impressive as the ones you faced in the air. These look to be young. Like, these are maybe some adults, but mostly like not babies, but the pawns of dragons. These are the ones that have not lasted the centuries to become a true threat. But you do see them angling towards you. You see legions of these dragons flying at you as you guys make your way onto Grove City. We are going to do one last skill challenge on this side. As you guys see these dragons coming through, you see them unleashing flames gathering at their snouts, ice, lightning, all of the different elements of the Shaper gods kind of forming amongst them as they fly towards you, looking to rain havoc, pain, and devastation down upon you. How are you, these legendary heroes, looking to proceed forward, cut through these hordes of lesser dragons, let's say, and make your way towards Brakashin? So
I might take the first one again, if that's all right with anyone. If anyone wants to take the first one, actually.
And one thing I will say before we get into rolls, this one's a little bit more challenging. This will be 5 successes, utilizing the hard DC 42 versus 3 failures. So yeah, take it away, guys. You guys see these horde of dragons How are you cutting through? How are you making your way through the streets of Grove City to reach its center and find Brakashin?
So, actually, I'll put. Anyone want to take the first spot for me?
Go ahead. I'm fine with you taking it.
Yeah, go for it.
This is something that Carrick actually could do in a single turn. Unleash Psyche. Toss out a just a spell, something or other, and if it takes one of them out, activates a chain reaction of cranial detonation.
What?
No, this is the thing. So he took a specific amp where he can change one of his cantrips to just have an area of effect, and then it keeps having an area of effect. It has an area of effect, and anything that dies in there starts up cranial detonation. Allow me to post that, bad boy, because it is fun, and it's a level 18 thing too. Let's see here. Cranial detonation. I love it. 15-foot emanation. Anything that dies, head explodes. Oh, and this is mind shift, so we can turn this into psychic, which you'll be doing.
All right, give me the occultism check. As you see this horde of dragons going through there, you work your psychic magic and see if you can just start a. It feels like the old Halo things, like where you could like hit the grunts and like their heads would explode. It kind of started to cause a chain reaction.
I imagine this is like legitimately what it looks like is an actual nuke. That's my headcanon. I understand if that's too much, though.
Go for it. Let's see how that roll goes for you on the occultism side.
Side cheeks messing up just a touch here. All right, occultism.
Sick. That is a crit success. Yeah, so you get 2 successes on that side. Yeah, you see like what's the magic look like as you cast that spell?
He takes his hand, because it would have originated from telekinetic like projectile. Takes his hand, pulls just a rock from the water as we're flying over, just like something pebble-sized. Just it's kind of like Freezer, just like tosses it out. One of them strikes the head. Animation budget would increase as it like pushes in, and just it creates this white spot, like white circle of light that just starts at one, starts going to a bunch of others, spreading like those smaller explosions before it just culminates in one massive one. And while he can't use the ability just yet, I do like the flavoring of him reaching out his hand to do the eats pain, to just take back that mental energy to refuel whatever he just spent from that.
With that being a crit success, since it's 11 over, you get 2 successes out of your 5 failures. You see dragons, these young adult dragons kind of making their way, heads just exploding, popping as they come and approach the group. And you guys continue flying on, whether it be under your own power, under Frankie's, with 2 out of 5 successes, 0 failures. Who's up next and what are you doing?
Thumb would like to try to intimidate based off of that cranial explosion shockwave that just happened. And we'll just basically call out your brethren have already fallen. You do not have to join them. Turn back now and leave the fight.
Perfect. Give us an intimidation check.
Intimidation, legendary.
Nice. You call out as these heads still exploding, and you see some of the dragons, especially some of the younger ones, some of these kind of barely wormlings, start to just like look by, kind of like stop midair, flapping their wings, look towards the city center, look back at you, look at the exploding heads, and some just decide, you start seeing them taking off to the air, fleeing Grove City. Giving you 3 successes out of 5, 0 failures. Keep on calling your Hysteria. But Kuroko and Jacob, who's next?
I could try something.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Something a little wacky. Well, we're currently flying through the air. What do you think? Is there like anything large and heavy I can kind of quickly grab onto?
Yeah, so you guys are kind of like you're making your way from the beach to into the city as you guys move or kind of progress with your successes. So there's definitely things you'd expect in kind of a medieval industrial city to kind of grab onto.
Oh, I have an idea. This city has churches, right?
There's a lot of churches in the city.
I could grab onto like one of like the church bells and just start banging it as a distraction.
Perfect. What are you thinking?
Maybe just athletics. I'm trying to hit it as hard as I possibly can.
Because so what are you trying to do? As I should say.
Oh, I'm trying to get to like a church bell and bring it and bang it and just like, hey, over here. I'm basically trying to be a distraction so everyone else can get through.
Oh, okay. So you're separated from the group and trying to make a distraction. Perfect. Yeah. Give me a deception check.
Deception. Okay. Not my best skill. Yeah, 36.
You do see kind of the bells, and some of them do start to pursue you, but you do see others angling for the group, and for the first time, they are able to get close enough to rear back their heads and unleash fire. You guys will take 3d10. Damage. So 12 on that side. It's pretty easy on that side for level 20s. You have 1 failure, 3 successes, out of 5. Kuroko, you are up.
All right. Well, although Jacob's strategy didn't work out in the end, I see where he's going with it. And so what I'm going to try to do is direct Frankie and the others with me and try to either, depending on what like looks better, either dive down between like the city streets and try to avoid the sight of all the dragons all around, or up high into the clouds where we get cover from the clouds and try to make a stealth check to figure out a safe way to approach without the dragons being able to follow and catch up to us.
Perfect. Both are possible. Which way would you? Which way would Kuroko advise the group?
Probably in between the city streets because that's the sort of environment he's used to, and more familiar with.
Give me a stealth check. Just enough. You're able to kind of encourage the group to make their way to the clouds, gaining another success, easing off some of the danger as you guys pursue. With 4 successes out of 5, 1 failure out of 3. New round. Anybody can take this. This could be the success that puts you over the top, or if you crit fail, the failure that puts you under the bottom. Which way are you guys going?
It shouldn't be me. I don't have much I can add in these situations.
I'll take it. So, with all of that other breath weapon going on, Frankie's going to decide to go ahead and use his breath weapon and cast his chain lightning.
All right. Give me a.
He kind of rears back his head a little bit and just opens up his flowered maw, and just lightning belches out. And it kind of arcs from one target to another target to another target.
Perfect. Give me a primal check.
A primal check?
That'd be nature.
Yeah.
Nature, thank you.
That is a correct failure. Does anybody have a hero point left?
Oh no, my stratagem thing I have to say beforehand. And it's 3 failures to fail the challenge, right? So this would do that.
This would be the failure state.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
can I
Let's
use?
see.
I thought we were at one of 3 fails.
Yeah, we only have one failure so far.
Wait a
This
sec.
would be a crit fail. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Let's see. I think I can only like do something like that for mine, because I do have. Let's see, ancestry feats. Is it?
Can I spend a hero point to kind of help here since I'm
Yeah, you
riding
can.
on Frankie? Yeah, so I'll kind of shout out like this is but a taste of what is to come. The gods are on our side, and kind of shout out to go ahead and reroll with my
All
hero.
right, give us another roll on that side. You got a 7 here. You just need, what would that be? A little higher than that, and you're good to go.
I want to take guidance.
11 plus.
so am I re-rolling nature? Is that what's happening?
That's right.
Okay. Back to that screen. You said plus 11?
No, just straight reroll. Yeah.
Yeah, you need 11 or better.
Oh, gotcha. 17.
There we go. Oh, actually, no, we don't go. One off.
But it's not. We can try another scale. And
Yes.
we're not completely.
Yeah, it's not a crit failure this time. So unfortunately, you do see like some of the lightning does go through, starts arcing through these dragons, but some of these dragons are blessed with lightning. And you see some of them kind of absorb it and arc it back at the group. Same thing, 3d10 damage on a failure. So 9 damage to the group. With this, 4 successes, 2 failures. The next one will bring you either into success or into failure. Who wants to take that last roll away?
I might give it a shot.
Go for it.
There's still like lightning dragons kind of chasing us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Theoretically, I want to grab one by the tail and just start swinging it into another dragon, and maybe like try to knock some of them off our tail, because I do have Titan Wrestler.
Perfect. Give an athletics check.
Yep. And I'm going to do for this Guided by the Stars.
What's that?
Oh, I fucked it up. Once per day, I can
What?
basically roll twice.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's still typically night.
It wasn't night before. It was just
Okay.
foggy. Yeah.
Okay, well, I can still roll twice. Keep higher. I'm glad I did. That's a 54.
Yeah, it was the first one. The first one was a bad one too. So that definitely came in handy on that side. Yeah, you were able to grab one of the lightning, you kind of wormlings, tails, whip it around, throw it into the others, and see some of the lightning arc between them, causing enough of a distraction for you guys to make your way to city center unfollowed, unmolested as you guys make your way there. And as you guys fly in, you see this ornate city center of Grove City. You see there are 6 statues amongst them, kind of like in the city center. Like there's this middle, and like surrounded by these 6 statues of the great heroes of the Grove. But you also see kind of almost like makeshift within the city center. You see this large, like golden symbol showing like these 2 dragons circling each other in almost an infinite loop. You see 2 small statues of crimson dragons on each side, and you see this large pile of treasure. And like what's that gleams out is like the gold, but you also see like things that probably wouldn't fit, shouldn't fit a hoard of treasure. Sometimes you see a picture, like a piece of artwork or a picture of the people's family. You see sometimes even like a few kind of stuffed dolls that look to be well worn. You see small rings that have that kind of really show the wear of time upon them. It looks like it's treasure, but it seems like it seems to be treasure made up of what people prize the most versus what may be the most valuable. kind of in this horde, just sitting in the middle of the city center with these, in the midst of the statues of their heroes, surrounded by draconic symbols. But the thing that probably catches your eye after you see that treasure is you see this enormous dragon. His wings kind of long enough to kind of like just block the sun. You see these kind of almost spider-like appendages growing from his side. His long spiked tail, bluish purple scaled skin, eyes glowing deep red as he sits next to his statues and horde that he has acquired within the Grove City, and you are able to make your way towards him. How do you guys approach?
I want to ask firstly. Actually, I got two things here, but firstly, I wanted to ask, what was this dragon's name again?
Brakashin.
Brakashin. And secondly, I have a feat which there's some. Wait, where'd it go? There it is. Courtly graces. If that would help here. Just flavor-wise, I'm not using society for it. Of Carrick actually looking like he's worthy to be here.
You so definitely kind of gives a little bit of an edge as you kind of look like a noble, a little higher on the mortal standing, but Brakashin himself, he's high amongst the dragon hierarchy, but he doesn't really have a noble's bearing. He seems old, ancient, powerful, and conceited as you approach him, kind of well, not wallowing, but definitely reveling within his pit of treasure.
Brakashin, O great dragon, I, Carrick, the indomitable will, but a babe to you in comparison to your ancient venerability, approach you with understanding. As near impossible as that might be, you feel disrespected and disregarded, that the gods have not given you your dues. To this, I can sympathize and do empathize, though I do not know the level, nor could comprehend the level that you feel it at. Merely I have a reference to understand from. You have created a great victory, and I see amongst your horde you understand what is of true value, rather than petty gold. No, sentimentality, and that's what people care for. I approach you now and ask your audience with us, heroes of legend, who, while we do not share your venerability, have great deeds that, once combined together, I believe are worthy of your ear.
Nice. Give me a diplomacy check and take a +2 circumstance bonus.
Oh, yo, heck yeah! I invested into diplomacy.
Right. You see he pauses for a moment. You see kind of like his eyes light up twice, or 3 times during kind of your mention there. The one he noticed the most is when you mentioned that the greatest treasure isn't gold. He seems like the gold like rims are kind of almost ornates his treasure hoard, but it's definitely not what's prized there. And he he almost seemed to almost recognize or appreciate the recognition there, as well as you mentioning that the gods have not paid their just dues, and the kind of the honorifics you applied to him. And you see Brakashin kind of lean up from his pit, this hoard pit. He does look out at you. You see him kind of lower a wing, almost like in his imitation, and he goes, "Fine, you can lend. It seems you have appreciation for the things that are truly valued within this world. Lend, and we may discuss what is to come. Legendary heroes."
All right. That's Carrick opening the way for the party.
Guess that's
Kuroko's been studying up on this in all preparation for this mission, but has also gained a lot of new information about how he presents himself here. Obviously, what he's collecting in his hoard and seeing his reactions. Is there anything in my studies that come to mind about what might be appealing to him besides what we've already seen, or what Carrick has already pointed out, or anything else I can interpret about like his goals or objectives here that might be of use to us?
Give me a recall knowledge check.
All right. I'm gonna have a +1 from a few things.
Do you have your hero point left?
Nope, I just used it. Nope. Nothing other than like dubious knowledge will come into play here.
Oh, yeah, okay, dubious knowledge. All right, let me give you some information on this side. Yeah, you look through, like you kind of research your notes on this side. Kind of from what Carrick has said, kind of another study of dragons. Material possessions are very important to them. That's something that they like to have their hoard of things to be able to roll out. We also know too that a lot of this whole dragon crusade, this dragon uprising, was caused due to not feeling like they were not even like a little bit in conflict with Carrick said, but not in conflict directly. It wasn't the recognition from the gods that was directly the issue. It was the recognition from mortals, they thought. That the mortals were not paying them their just dues as being the second to the gods, the most powerful creatures that truly walk the mortal plane. And that's kind of where the core conflict came and why the uprising and crusades began.
So I'll say something to the effect of, you mortals, myself as a prime example, deeply revere the gods. But the gods are separate from us. They live in Ivasara, and you have an opportunity to do the same. The gods have created a realm for your brethren, a place for you to go and receive. And at this point, he starts kind of making some stuff up that might turn things in our favor. In this realm, you'll receive the prayers and devotion of mortals, and it will increase your power, just as the gods are. The dragons themselves will become gods there. And if you can go to Tenin, leave this realm behind, your power will grow, and those in this realm will come to respect and adore you just as they adore the gods.
All right, give me a deception check.
That's a number.
You see, the dragon nods for the first half of it. He nods along with you. The second half, you do see he doesn't you see kind of not disagrees, but you do see him starts to embrace a little bit. He starts to the scales ruffle, his puffs up a bit, and you see he kind of his fangs bare, and he goes, "No, you would have us separate in this realm where we'll be forgotten. We are the true power. The gods do what the gods do. We are the power on the mortal plane, and the sovereignty has forgotten that. The mortals have learned it, and we cannot let them forget that. We were the first creation of the gods, their best creation. We were modeled in their own image. We are endless. We should rule."
Damn, I thought of something really fucking cool to say after that, but I've already done my bit.
Well, anybody can take it away.
Tom will take this opportunity to say, "Are you endless? We are here to stop the uprising before the gods of death and fear intervene. They made you, they can end you. And we mortals have already ended one of your brethren. Several of your children. Are you endless? I think not. I don't want to test it. That is not what we would prefer to do. We met the challenge that was brought to us as we came here to parley with you. We do not want this to end in bloodshed. For one so old and wise and venerated, it would be a tragedy to remove you from this mortal plane. But if that is what you choose, then that is what will happen. And I don't know if you want diplomacy or intimidation for that, but I'm happy for either one.
Go for intimidation on that one.
And I don't think I use my inspired stratagem for you, so you can roll 2d20 and take the higher.
Nice.
That's a level 8 feat, by the way, so Wisteria is getting it pretty soon.
Oh, sick, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you
Thanks,
did
too.
that.
Well, luckily that's your legendary skill on that side, because it would have been rough if it wasn't.
Yeah.
But you do see Barakashin, he not rears back, but you do see his wings kind of flare up, his mouth opens, especially as you you speak of the Rog, the infernal lord of war, fear and fury, kind of coming and declaring war upon him. You mentioned the death of one of his the other dragons that you guys encountered. You do see, for the briefest of moments, fear flash across his eyes as you mentioned, because the dragons, and you guys would know this is no role necessary, they're kind of in a weird state of immortality. If nothing kills them, they can live forever, but they are they're mortal in the sense that you can kill them. And you do see kind of that fear flash across his eyes, and he does seem to not demur, but you do see some of the spark for aggression leave him, and you hear him kind of in a more thoughtful tone. Goes, "We have declared our bid. We cannot follow the sovereignty into their plane. We have said that we would claim this city. I have lived a long time. I do not wish to see that time end, but I fear I may have staked my claim."
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Oh, let's hear
So
it.
be it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna walk up and the helmet piece pulls back from my armor, and I'm gonna speak in Draconic because I do have that language. Great sovereign dragon, well, whatever. Can we speak plainly to reptile to reptile? Now, I'd like to introduce you to the concept of what I believe is going on here: the sunk cost fallacy. Now, I understand that you might have dug yourself in a little bit. Perhaps you believe to come so far now to turn back would be ridiculous. But we're talking about a potential casualty list numbering in the thousands of your people. And I think all you really want from this is nothing less than just respect from your forebears, right? You want your parents to acknowledge you. We all want something like that. But it doesn't necessarily need to come from the destruction of a city, untold death of both mortals and your own dragon kind, and the potential for the gods to just decide to wipe the slate clean. That doesn't help anyone. I think potentially, if we're all just going to sit down, listen, and hash it out, we could come to an agreeable compromise. That would both allow the mortals to retain their freedom, and for the dragons to obtain the respect they so rightfully deserve. This isn't a retreat. This is merely a change of the battlefield.
All right. Give me your choice of diplomacy or society.
Oh, society.
Ron is nodding along as he totally understood all of that conversation. Because he also speaks Draconic.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Society. Let's do this. 41. Best I got.
Is there anything you can add to that one? Have you used Wistaria's? I'm just gonna call it Wisteria. You got Kuroko's name. Kuroko. Have you used Kuroko's thingy yet?
Which one's that?
You get to roll 2 dice. The only one I used, I don't remember who did the. Oh, it was Berger doing the medicine check on himself. I think was the first one.
Oh, yep. All right.
So
Just let me roll on this side.
Okay, I'll do it. No.
You see, he is struggling, like, from the initial diplomacy displayed by Karak, kind of encouraging the recognition of his greatness, to the browbeating by Thom, letting him know that death is coming. To you, your pleas, which is very reasonable on that side of the sunk cost fallacy. You see that he is weighing it in his eyes, and he almost seems on the brink. You brought him valid information, valid points, but you do see he is weighing this right now, weighing this against logic, against his own pride, ego, and vanity. And right now, it does seem the pride, ego, and vanity are winning, but it is a tipping scale. You guys have one chance here. Who thinks they can tip the scale one way or the other?
I perhaps do.
Go for it.
Crack will speak. Shoot, could you say his name again? I know it, but my brain goes, you can't pronounce that.
Brakishin.
Thank you. Brakishin.
Brakishin, great dragon. As I said before, I come to you with understanding. We are much akin, I and you, despite our great differences. Perhaps I am more young, but like you, I will live until I die. Like you, I have made actions that I have stuck by and saw them to their bloody end. But unlike you, I have died many times from this.
And he kind of holds a hand to himself.
If you wish, I can show you the results of what will happen. Results I have foreseen and results that have affected me in the past. If you allow me to tap into your mind, I cannot injure it, for that is not the pursuit I sought. But what I can do is this cloud that hits you now, this doubt, that expression, that feeling, as strong as it is now, which begins to taint you. I can show you something of true clarity, and I can devour that doubt for you. Me taking that doubt will not tip you in whatever way I would like. No, instead it shows you your true heart's desire. Allow me this, and I can show you.
And I'd like to roll occultism to use that power of a psychic to show him some of Karak's memories, and to, because he's a vampire, literally devour the doubt that's in him, so he makes his choice here and now.
Perfect. I will say, with this one, if you're reaching to his mind, if this fails, which the DC is 42, it will be combat.
So be it.
I'm just gonna heal myself while this is happening.
Oh, that's a crit.
Nice. You see, for a moment, he seemed reluctant to open up his mind to you, but eventually he does relent, and he sees kind of like the visions of death, the removal of his doubt, and you do see trepidation kind of across his face, across this large-scale snout, as he sees that his endless life. As you kind of reach out to his mind, you see a little bit of him as well. He is one of the first dragons. He has been here long before the mortal races were born. He is thousands upon thousands of years old. And you see, like, kind of a brief, like, super fast forward, nothing that you can make out for the distinctness of his life, but you just see, like, this, like, super zoom scale of everything that he has gone through. And you do see him kind of see that same realization in his eyes. And you do see him kind of like step back and let out a mournful roar as this doubt is removed. And you see him howl, and you see like this black fire kind of just start to erect around his mouth. Rather, like it looks like he's going to turn it upon you all initially, but he turns around and he burns the treasure hoard that he has gathered, burns the statues around, burns this symbol of the dragon, trace the dragon that he has erected. And you hear in this mournful cry, "Fine, we'll be gone from this place. We claim no dominion over the Grove City.
Sorry.
We will return it to the mortals."
You have our thanks. I would like to know what we can do to help you achieve your intended goal of earning the respect of the mortals.
Remember that the gods are not all who dwell above. We were the firstborn. We are the true might of Khazir. We should be revered, not as the gods, but just below. And you see, like, he, like, rears his snout back, and he, like, lets out another burst of flame, and you hear this, like, draconic roar. And for those who can speak draconic, you do hear, right after this roar that kind of splits the skies, ruptures the eardrums, you hear him call out, "Horde, we will leave. Follow or be devoured." And he looks back to the rest of you guys and goes, "Your names will be remembered." Kind of like, you see him pause, and you see, like, he initially says fear, or like, it's kind of like it's a split. He's not sure if he wants to say "I fear" or "favor" what you've said to him, but you kind of see him pause for a moment, and he goes, "My life may have been saved, or my destiny may have been crushed. Today I believe my life has been saved for the future that could change. But for now, the Grove City is yours. We will make our way to the realm of Tanin."
Great dragon, I will remain in the future. I will always remain. If you ever need that doubt removed, if it clouds your mind again, I will take it from you. Each and every time, you need only approach me, or call for me, and I will approach you.
You see, he looks at you, but he doesn't like respond in words. But you do see these great wings flap. You see dust billowing. You see kind of like this shadowy fire kind of follow him almost as he leaves and starts to arc towards the sky. And as he arcs towards the sky, you do see other dragons start to flock towards him, young, old. That golden sovereign dragon that escaped you all as well, bloodied and battered, eventually joins, kind of flying at his right hand. and they do start to make their way higher and higher up into the sky until they disappear. And as you look around, you see the Grove City. Some of the fire is still burning, but the city itself is still standing. And eventually you do see two astral projections appear kind of in the midst of the city. And you see Kosir and Noticia, the gods, god and goddess who set you on this path. And they look, and you see Noticia nod first and kind of give like a small bow of respect. And she goes, "Truly I had not considered it possible. I thought Rakashin would have chosen to fight to the death rather than allow disrespect to occur. It is an honor to both your craft and skill that you were able to convince him to take the nonviolent path. I thank you for it."
My lady, what he feared most is ignorance and that the mortals would forget him. And it reaffirmed my faith in following you and assisting the Seekers, that we can continue to provide knowledge to the realm that will allay those fears. Henceforth, I will take everything I've gathered about Brakashin and the dragons that follow him. It'll be recorded, documented, and copies will be sent to your libraries, so that we will have proof that our promises made to him will be fulfilled, and he will have no reason to return to this realm in fury.
You see Noticia kind of gives another half bow. That would be most appreciated. And then you see Kosir, like, before he looked worried, like the last time you guys saw him, he looked worried. But this time you see, like, his true, for any that have seen Kosir before, or maybe even went to one of his celebrations, you see his true smile is back. The rapier is no longer at his side. His golden mug is in his hand. You feel like just pure joy radiating out, especially as this astral image eventually forms into his true visage, as he kind of plane shifts into the mortal realm, enjoys you physically, and he raises his mug up and goes, "Oi, you all did it! Worried there for a second, but you did it without bloodshed." And you kind of see him snap his fingers with his other hand. And for those who are willing or can partake, you do find the drink of your choice in your hand, whether it be an alcoholic beverage or something else to kind of calm your nerves after this fight. And he goes, "Well, we got to set the city to rights, but hey, we'll have a drink first. And as I said, weeks of celebration once we're done. Your names will not be forgotten. Your names will be honored here, as I feel you may have prevented a cataclysm. So thank you. You all have done a hero's work today." And that's where we'll wrap up our session today. So you guys were able to avoid the big bad fight with Brakashin with some kind of shrewd diplomacy on that side. And got to kind of see some level 20 shenanigans on that with some crazy abilities. And getting to fight ancient dragons at a moderate fight, which is just one of those things as the GM, which is just crazy to me. But yeah, you guys killed one and would have killed the other if we continued on too. So definitely for anybody that's interested in high level play, definitely worth checking out. Eventually Pandemonium will get there, but it's still, we're at level 6 right now, so still probably a year or a year or more till we get to level 20. I have to do the math on that side. So definitely stay tuned for that. Pandemonium crew, I will say you guys didn't get spoilers, but you did get a little bit of a backstory for something that just happened in the Pandemonium world with some of the deals with Tanit that happened with the Loyalists that just happened with them. So Brakashin's not gone. So stay tuned for that. But for everybody else, and thank you too for Dave and Adcom for joining us on this one as well. In my homebrew world, Acacia at level 20. Thanks everybody for doing a level 20 character this morning. That's a decent bit of work. But my wife was going, I thought this would be fun. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Definitely check out Pandemoniums on Thursdays. The next 2 Thursdays, though, we got Volition this upcoming Thursday. And then Fallout the following Thursday. So definitely come shoot or check that out. And then we're back to Pathfinder the 5th or whatever that next Thursday is in September.